And we are live! Hello, fellow pirates! Welcome back to the OPLA Banquet. This time... it works? It works? Am I live? Yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you for watching the VOD, for the people who are watching it afterwards. The OPLA Banquets, just to get this out quickly, will be on Spotify as well as podcasts episodes. So look out for OPLA Banquet on Spotify, rated with 5 stars. Thank you. And now we're heading right into our guests, I guess. Welcome, fellow pirates! We are live! Say hello to the stream. And I think we're just starting with our guests here. Maybe we start with a known face in here, Strawhead Lucas. Oh, wait a minute. There's an issue on my side, sorry. Let me just change
it's okay.
So now the
Hey,
people
you
should
were
hear
cooking.
you.
You were cooking though.
Sorry,
You were cooking.
Yeah.
they didn't hear you. Welcome, so everybody can say welcome again, and then. Sorry.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay.
It wouldn't be an OPLA banquet without this.
Yeah,
Full
exactly.
And then, thank you for being here, guys. Lucas, you can begin. Thank you.
Yeah. Let me do my whole promo spiel again. I'm Straw Hat Lucas. I'm captain of the Eternal Dawn, formerly the Last Ark. We have rebranded. This is our first appearance since the rebrand. So if everyone in chat could please click on the link I posted there and go subscribe to our new channel. We will be back Wednesday discussing the greatest swordsman in One Piece. It's going to be a very, very, very spicy stream, and I'd be very happy to have everyone there. But most importantly, I'm excited to be here today with all of these other wonderful, wonderful One Piece creators and talking about some One Piece live action.
Amazing, thank you. And definitely check out the link. You need to subscribe again because it's a new channel, so go click on the link in the chat and in the video description. You can find all links to all people in here in the video description, of course. Let's go with Arturo next, our community member here for today.
Hey everybody, my name is Arturo. I'm a character designer and currently work in games, and I'm just a big One Piece fan and happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And all of the viewers can join our OPLA Banquet someday as well. I would just make polls who joins next time, essentially. And definitely check out his art on Instagram as well. And yeah, let's get into the newer faces in the banquet. Polypede, thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. This is Polypede Woods here. I am a I am a One Piece YouTuber, man. I make content every day. We've recently moved from making shorts to a video series called Quick Works. And every Friday, we also do a podcast called the Roll Skull Podcast that has its own independent channel. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here, and I'm happy you invited me, Dwarf.
Yeah.
Big ups, bro.
Thank you. Then we have the lovely Friday here. Welcome.
Woo!
Hey guys. 3-day trip. You can find me on Twitter. You can find a lot of my theories on the Din Din Cushy channel. And I am part of the Eternal Dawn.
Yeah. Check out the Eternal Dawn.
Let's go.
And definitely
That
join the
profile
Discord.
picture is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And we have the king here. The king himself. King Recon, thank you for being here.
Yo, man, I'm so happy to be here. I appreciate y'all for the invite. All love to everybody else that's in here. I'm extremely excited to talk about some Peak, especially after last night, which was News Heaven, News Central. Great episode and fantastic stuff on the remake. So looking forward to discussing some greatness here with y'all.
Yeah. Then we have our neighborhood stuntman here, Noah. Thank you for being here.
Okay, let's bring the hype back up to this. Welcome back to the OPLA Banquet, everybody. My name's Noah. I'm from Pork Chops, Rice, and Peaches, where on that channel, my dad and I review movies, TV, video games, and he is currently going through his One Piece journey, his first time through it. I'm so excited to be here, guys. Desnes, thank you as always, and everyone else. I'm so excited to talk One Piece live action with all of y'all. Thank you so
Love it.
much.
Love it.
Yeah, that was about all the energy I had. Let's
Wow,
go.
that was amazing.
Very good.
Then we have
Solid.
Joshua. Thank you for being here the first time, I guess.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for giving me the chance of getting here. But I wanted to be here for a while, and yeah, I'm part of the Eternal Down, or TED for short. And yeah,
Amazing. Thank you. And my good friend Kuzurando.
Hello, bringing the hype down because I'm low energy like that. But I am a theorist on YouTube. I am apparently part of the grand fleet of the TED or the Eternal
TED.
Dawn, which is amazing. The
The TED.
TED. I don't know. What do you guys go by now? The TED.
No, yeah, just the Eternal Dawn. We said we're gonna use TED when we joke. So at the end of every stream, we're gonna be like, "Thank you for coming to our TED Talks."
I was hoping that was
I
the
love
case.
that. I love that. I love that so much. People like so confused, but it's like I love it. But yeah,
Welcome to
I
our
will be
TED
releasing
Talks.
a new
Yeah,
theory
TED Talks
very
for One
soon. So look forward to that. In the next day or so, it will be about dragons and the Burn Sky Man. So let's go.
Amazing.
Let's go.
Amazing. Okay. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Some of the guests want to join after the stream started, so let's see. Let's first of all give me my few minutes of promotion. I dropped my big podcast that I planned for over years just yesterday, the 10-piece podcast where I talk about the One Piece live action in great detail. I take 10 minutes of the live action and post every 10 days a new episode about them. Check it out on Spotify and on YouTube. And yeah, just wanted to throw it out again. Maybe somebody can put a link in there. Yeah.
I was about to say, don't move on too quickly because we have to give Des some flowers right now because that podcast, if you guys have not listened to it, one of the best One Piece podcasts I've ever listened to, and I'm not even being biased because Des is my brother. Like, it
Aw.
legitimately is one of the best podcasts I've ever listened to. He did such a good job on it.
I agree.
Nice.
The
I'm gonna have to
production
listen
is
to it.
absolutely beautiful, and even the song at the start, that's pretty fire, man.
Oh yeah, great. I'm a fan of introductions like that. You know,
Yeah.
rambling addiction.
Absolutely.
So.
But even just like how you've structured it as well, there's a lot of thought and process that went into the whole thing, and I think you should be
Mhm.
very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Thank you, guys. I'm just choppering around.
That's how greatness is
That
made.
doesn't make me happy.
Okay, to start off the stream, I want to hear your One Piece live action highlights. Maybe some of the highlights you didn't pick the last times. So maybe we start with somebody who said this many times and always need to pick another one. Maybe we start with Kuzurando.
Oh, yeah. What was the? So I've been watching some of your interviews, Desnes.
Yeah.
With the actors, and I think that's given me a lot more of a background and a bit more context, and more reasons to really love the show because just the amount of time and effort and passion that went into it. Like a lot of these actors didn't actually know what One Piece really was, even to begin with, right?
Yeah.
But when they went into it, they went in balls deep. Like they went really hard into it. And I really loved the dedication and the time that they just really put into it. And like it really shows through. Like the casting was just so top notch that these people, these actors that didn't even know One Piece, they essentially became the characters themselves, right?
Yeah.
And I
That's
think that's
crazy.
really powerful. Like, yeah, just so many levels of just serendipity. It was just such a beautiful like moment that we had where like everyone was like, look, live actions don't work. It just does not work. And yet it for the first time in our history, like boom, we just had this most amazing live action anime adaptation. And it was for One Piece, like the show that we absolutely love. So, you know,
Right.
what could be more magical than that?
Yeah. And it's so crazy that like these guys who really look like the characters are living
Mhm.
in the same town where the thing is filmed. It's so crazy, you know, and it's
Yeah.
so yeah.
Even the story you managed to grab from about Bellamy's
Yeah.
actress
Yeah.
who named her daughter Eva, right? I was
Yeah.
like, what in the heck?
Oh,
like,
wow.
seriously? That
Wow.
was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah.
So, do you
So
want
for
to give
anybody
context
who,
for that?
yeah,
Desnes?
thank you. Do it, yeah.
Would you like to give the context?
No, you can say it if you want to, or I say.
Oh, okay. No, you go. You know the story better. Go for
Okay,
it.
so essentially, he told me that the actress, and I must look up the names. I'm so bad with names. Sorry. Essentially got pregnant after filming the One Piece live action, and she had always this name in mind, and she named her daughter that, and then she met like with the Genzo actor that her husband is a big her husband is a friend of the actor of Genzo, and he said like, well, I know where the name comes from, and she was like, hey, what do you mean? And he was like, in the script, Nami's code name in the script was Eva, and you named your daughter without you knowing yourself, you named your daughter like the code name for Nami from the script. It's so crazy.
Amazing.
So there's a real life Nami out there. Yeah, really
That's pretty
crazy.
sweet.
Okay, let's go with Polly Pete. I really want to hear your One Piece live action highlight.
Honestly, it's Buggy.
Yeah?
I can't decide between either Buggy or Alvita because Alvita, when she came on screen, I was smitten with her, and I've been a Alvita stan for a very long time. But I also enjoy Buggy because he eats up the scenery each time he's on screen. He really kind of turned me around on the whole live action thing as a whole. He really did, and I'm like, okay, we're in good hands. This is great. So yeah, that's all I have to say. And shout out to the Alvita actress because I saw the weight loss journey for season 2.
It's
The
crazy.
dedication's
Yeah.
enormous.
Insane. She went
Oh,
all
wow.
in for that smooth fruit. All in, dude.
Dude,
And-
I haven't even seen it. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible dedication.
Yeah.
I mean, I
did
think
not
she
know
looked beautiful and was quite adorable to begin with, but like her
Oh, yeah,
transformation
she killed
is
it
quite
too.
incredible.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool.
She's
And-
definitely a
Yes.
fan favorite.
And we were worried that like either they completely cut the devil fruit out, or they would play it off like she was always looking gorgeous and stuff, or they would even recast her. That
Yeah.
would be the worst case. But
Oh my
I,
god.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
they planned it from the
Yeah.
start and told her the plan to her get in shape and stuff, or maybe helped her. I don't know, but it happened, and she really got in shape, and she looks so good right now. And yeah, I'm excited to see her in season 2.
Amazing.
So amazing next to Buggy. Yeah, the duo would be wild, I guess. And I saw it so many times that people call Alvida the Buggy Big Mom mix of it, and it's so
Of
wild
East,
that
like East Blue.
yeah, and it's so funny that Buggy Alvida combo, it feels so great. I think they can work really well. They can really work very well because both actors were so great. Okay, 3-day. What about your highlight?
Yeah. I thought Buggy was great too, but I was really impressed with Nami because she actually kicked butt a lot. So good. And even though it's like the same story but different, and at first I wasn't sure how I felt about Garp, and I was just so impressed how even though he didn't seem the same, actually I thought he was just crazy. But and I mean, by the last episode, I had completely fell in love with him. They did an amazing job.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I felt like he got a little bit of the role of Smoker in the end, like getting on to Luffy and showing him what the Grand Line has to offer with enemies and such. But the addition was really great yet because they got more connections and stuff.
Yes.
Arturo.
Hey, well, speaking of Smoker and dedication, I don't know if you guys are following Callum Kerr, but that guy is working out. So we're gonna have a jacked, swole Smoker, I think.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I'm
I love
smelling
that.
a new fan favorite here, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
super
right. I
interested
need
in
more
that.
reasons to sim for Smoker. That's just exactly
And
what I
Art's
need.
gonna go, what?
Yeah.
I'm just really excited to see that character come to life in live action as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. But
I'm
I
curious
guess really quick.
how they're gonna do his devil fruit. Really, like a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
That will set the tone for all the log years
yes.
going
Yeah,
forward as well.
exactly.
And before we dive into spoilers and such, for the people who joined the first time, we have like a pirate codex going on here. I can share it in the stream as well. So please be aware of not spoiling people. There are some people in my community that are only watch the One Piece live action, so we try to talk within that sphere of spoilers. But what we can do completely vague for other things that will be spoilery, and we completely leave out the big free spoilers and such. So just to be sure that nobody yells out that Gandalf dies or something like that. So yeah.
What?
What?
I can't reveal that Darth Vader is Frodo's father. What?
How could you?
Also, Arturo, your art is beautiful. I'm just checking on Instagram, but you've got some really stunning work, and your shape
Oh.
design is just wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's so good.
Can somebody share the link in the chat, please?
Yeah, please. I would love to see it too.
I will
And
try.
meanwhile, Noah can tell us his highlight.
Oh, my highlights, because wow. Already done. Let's see. I already did actor. I already did the fight scenes. Let's do set design.
Yeah.
Let's do the set design because it kind of ties into what was said earlier about the cast bringing everything to life. It's very hard to bring the more cartoony aspects of a world like One Piece to life, and they not only properly adapted them and like kept the crazier aspects like the transponder snails, but they made them look natural, which is incredibly hard to do. They made them look like they were a natural part of the world. So yeah, and stuff like the Going Merry's figurehead. I said transponder snails, the fishmen, and the art department was working overtime, and they did a fantastic job.
Yeah. And I think that the Den and Mushis are really like a big topic for first time watchers, I think, because I don't know what they expected, but they didn't expect snails being telephones in that series. It's so funny to see their
Listen,
No
reaction.
one expects them.
I feel that way.
I would buy. Yeah, I would buy a live action Din Din Mushi in a heartbeat if they sold them.
Mhm.
Oh my
Like-
gosh, same.
Yeah, if I could spend like a couple $1,000.
for years. So like I'll
Exactly.
actually just buy an actual one.
Yeah, exactly. And like if they sold like customizable live action Din Din Mushis, sign me up immediately.
Yes,
Oh my
sir.
god,
That-
just buy
I
like
love
the
that.
individual props for each character.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, okay, maybe I should reach out to the guy that made them. Should we try that? Maybe
Yeah.
he makes a
Oh my
tutorial for
god,
us or
that would
something
be
like
awesome.
that.
Let's go.
I would love one.
I need a Straw Hat Lucas Din Din Mushi. Like
Right.
And then at like whenever the call finishes, instead of the butt chat, it says, "Thank you for coming to my TED Talk." Bah!
Gotcha.
Okay.
Very cool.
I'm really excited to hear this, King Rico. What is your highlight?
Oh man, dude, I don't even know where to start. Like it's crazy following the journey from its inception all the way until the end. It was such an amazing treat. But I feel like the two things that I was most impressed by was number one, the dynamics between the characters. I feel like even before I watched this show, I was in love with the casting. Anytime I saw them like in interviews, I was like, nah, this is gonna be it. And I remember watching episode 1, reaching towards the end. I was like, yeah, they got it. Like they know what they're doing. And I was so impressed by how their off-screen chemistry really showed itself on screen, and
Yeah.
they were really magnetic throughout the entire. Not even just the Straw Hats. I feel like a lot of the characters, even outside the Straw Hats, had magnificent chemistry and just really gave off this really cool like aura that makes One Piece characters feel so cool. So I really appreciated that. And then the other thing would be because of the Final Fantasy VII remake, I've had this like love for adaptations recently, like taking old material and seeing how you can twist it and turn it in the modern day. Like we've seen it with FF7, we've seen it with Evangelion. And so I was wondering how they would do it at One Piece. This is before the remake, obviously. And so I was like, how are they going to take this story that was originally manga form, turn into an anime? We've seen it turn into a game, but we've never seen it turn into a live action. And, you know, going from Death Note to Bebop, which felt like two things that were made for live action, but they didn't, they weren't commercial successes. One Piece was like, okay, if those didn't succeed, I don't know about this one, right? But I always held on to hope. And I was so impressed by how they managed to tell that East Blue story in their own way, taking the creative liberties that, of course, they ran by Oda and stuff, but it just, watching it, and especially hearing from people who have only watched a live action, they really loved it. I really loved it. Like as someone who I've gone through East Blue like a billion times over the past 15 years, it was like a brand new experience for me, and it was fantastic. It was like getting reacquainted with these old friends, except I see them all in like a parallel universe, you know, and it was just so cool. I loved every second of it because of that, where certain sequences like the Garp and Kobe stuff that of course were sprinkled in the original story were all over the place in this one. I was like, oh, that's really dope. So just seeing those little small differences and the way they worked is one of my major highlights for sure. I call it live action original content, like the way that the anime does. That stuff is so dope to me, and I'm hoping for more of that season 2. Obviously, we need it because it's translating into a different medium. But I'm looking forward to seeing that kind of stuff in season 2 as well. So yeah, definitely the character dynamics and just how they managed to translate this manga story into live action form the way that they did, and have it resonate with so many different individuals who do not watch anime. Like that's amazing. That is amazing.
Great.
Yeah, even my grandma saw it. So yeah, it really hooked up to people that never experienced One Piece before. And like you said, with the improvements that we got, like having Bing Sake in East Blue, or adding, we even see a Panda Man in the East Blue in the book from Nolan the Liar. We see a Panda Man in there. So
Bragman Tell.
Got epic, very epic. Lucas, maybe you want to.
You said something about your grandma. Yeah, I'll go next. I just wanted to add on that, like, my mom is like, she's 63 years old, and every day she messages me, is there any more news about the One Piece live action season 2? Like, is there any news about season 2? Like, because she knows I'm in the community and stuff like that. Like, and I'm like, she's like, who's playing that raccoon thing? And I'm like, he's a reindeer, but good to see you. Already get the joke. I always try to give a different reason or a different moment for my favorite moment whenever I'm on these amazing OPLA banquets. Recently, I did another rewatch of the live action, and I've come to love the comedic, like, perfection that is Usopp defeating Chu. Like, him hitting him with that fire star is just so good, and then him being like, I did it, and no one's around to see it. Like, it's just so Usopp. It is so good. So I think that's my pick for today, is definitely Usopp fighting Chu, leading him off into the forest, using the ketchup blood and everything. Like, it's just perfect.
I'm gonna say the only disappointment with that thing is we didn't get the Usopp hammer.
Yeah, that's the only disappointment. We didn't get him hitting him with the hammer, being like, Usopp hammer.
Coming soon.
Coming soon, hopefully. Coming soon. And sorry to didn't notice that, but Notaku joined us. Welcome, Notaku. Can you
Thank you. I'm here.
Yeah.
Yo.
Maybe just a quick shout out for you. What do you do on your channel? What can we see and expect from your channel?
So very recently, I've become wholly obsessed with the One Piece trading card game, and it basically has consumed almost all my time just trying to find packs of One Piece cards in the wild. So right now I've been doing a lot of pack openings and stuff like that. I'm actually getting ready to launch a big giveaway because I have gotten so much that my wife has just looked at me and said, basically, you need to get rid of some of these.
My girlfriend says the same.
Yeah, so I definitely need to to start getting rid of these, and I really hate the scalper community
Yeah.
for what they did to the game. And
Mhm.
so
Yes,
I'd
sir.
rather give them away to the community who hasn't had a chance to get them and enjoy them like I have. So I'm hoping to this week start my giveaway for a lot of One Piece cards. And then on top of that, I've been doing a lot of theory crafting, especially with like some of the latest chapters and stuff like that. So if you are live action only, stick away from my content for a little bit until you get caught up.
Just for a little bit.
Oh yeah, and just
for a
to
little
put
bit.
it in there, if you're enjoying the One Piece live action and didn't read the manga, you can read the manga for free on mangaplus.com in many languages. So yeah, enjoy the manga.
Yeah, definitely get caught up so you can enjoy some of my theories.
Yeah. Maybe you
Looking
want to
forward to
tell
it.
us your OPLA highlight that you want to pick. What was your
So-
specific highlight?
I think that my highlight might have been Mihawk. I think that he actually was portrayed pretty well. And on top of that, we kind of got to see him just like decimate Don Krieg, which was just really awesome to see.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, that whole fight scene, the effects they used to cut the ship in half, everything that they did with Mihawk was fantastic. And I really, really liked Kuro. I didn't really know how they would stick the landing when it came to his claws, just because I figured they would be very cartoonish, but I thought they did a really good job actually.
Agreed.
Because I mean, like, if you think about it, just like having a glove with swords at the end of it would probably be pretty like top heavy and awkward and stuff like that. But I really think that they nailed it with them.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the villains I thought were done really well graphically and even the choreography and stuff like that. So I really appreciate that stuff.
Amazing. Okay, and I won't leave out Joshua for sure. What was your One Piece live action highlight?
My live action highlight, I think it's the just giving life to the towns and villages we in the manga that barely got anything. Like Syrup Village got a complete makeover.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the most basic town in the series to one of the most lively ones in the live action.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I just hope it gets the same treatment in the remake.
Yeah, it's really fitting. Maybe we should fit it right with the next topic, because we spotted the Loguetown entrance. The detectives of the One Piece live action Discord spotted set designs for it that was seen on their thing. So I will show this in the stream as well, and I can post it in here. One moment. Sorry for taking a while like that. Maybe Lucas is faster than me, but
I was going to get it.
let me
You knew what was up.
just here.
Oh, cool.
Sorry guys for you in the stream.
Oh.
I need
Oh,
to get
there it
used
is.
to changing it.
Let's go.
Nice. Wow.
Oh,
Oh, you
oh,
beat
Oh, me likey.
the
Me like
marine
the-
symbol.
I like.
Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, they're marine protected town, which makes sense because it's the first time Marines show up. Okay,
Yeah.
Oh yes, sir.
I like that.
like as a force, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
good.
got goosebumps, guys. The minute I see it, I get goosebumps. I'm just thinking the town at the beginning and the end. Like, let's
Right,
go,
right.
baby.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Now, if you're an old boy, some people used to call it Rogue Town, but no, this is official. It's Loguetown.
I think Logue always refers to the prologue and the epilogue. I don't think
Right.
it has anything rogue in it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's intentionally the beginning and the end for Gold Roger, and maybe even for our story as well. So
Right.
yeah.
Fair.
I mean, it might also be a little bit of a wordplay on the word log.
Right.
Ah, yeah.
Like
Similar-
eternal log, and just wood itself, which the original used to be made out of wood, I guess, which was a bit more fitting. So the stone set design does have a bit more of a cold feel to it, but this might just be like a work in progress. It might
Yeah,
be
it
sort
might
of
not be
adding
painted.
to it. Exactly.
It
So
looks like they've got like gears and compasses in there on the zoom in, and I feel like that would pop a little bit. Well, actually, it's supposed to match the thing just a little more live actiony.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
paint that for sure. That is nowhere near done.
No, definitely not.
I'm
But
so
it is
ready.
still really nice, the added details with the wheels and the sun kind of motif. I think it's
Mhm.
beautiful.
Yeah. Maybe it's the right
compass.
time to talk about the
Mhm.
Loguetown itself as well. I was so sad that Loguetown wasn't included because it's my favorite part of the East Blue. But I think as a beginner for the next season, because Loguetown is kind of a summary of the East Blue in itself, maybe would
Yeah.
be nice for the beginning of the season. So what's your opinions on that? King Recon maybe?
So dude, I'm right there with you. I think especially where we left off, I'm looking forward to seeing how they end up incorporating that as like the introduction section, because in the manga it feels like the conclusive thing that takes us into the next act. But I feel like with the similar amount of setup that we've got in live action, it could serve as the all right. These are all the plot points we're going to set up. Bringing back all these old characters, getting everyone like, oh, this individual's here, this individual's here. Like, oh, let's go, and then it spreads off, and I'm assuming that they're going to take live action liberties again, and maybe have some of those characters from Loguetown show up again in later points in the season, unlike they were in the actual show. So I'm going to assume that they're going to take that approach. But I'm super excited. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you this. So, are you saying you think that like maybe a certain rooster-headed person might show up?
That's
in those
exactly
scenes?
what I'm referring to. Yeah.
Yeah, without giving anything away.
Right. That's exactly what I'm talking about, right? Like they have a lot of because we already saw in season 1 that they showed a certain character doesn't show up until way later.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like
in the bounty posters. Yep.
Right. So it's like if they can do that, then yeah, Loguetown, we can see major setup for
Yeah.
this season, and have even more awesome characters show up there as we set up the rest of the season. So I think it would actually be a perfect starting point, especially considering what happens there. It feels like another beginning of a journey, similar to how the first episode was. So I'm down for it.
Yeah. Also, they could put in Kuro as well, I guess, because for me it was always like sad that Kuro didn't reappear even later. Maybe we could get Kuro in there as well.
That would be dope. The man of 1,000 plans.
Yeah. Polly Pete, what do you think about Loguetown? What do they changing and not?
I'm really digging the logo, and I just realized that like when a person is on a voyage, it's called a log. So it kind of makes sense that Loguetown is the beginning and the end for Roger. So that also is a cool bit.
Right.
Let's see, without giving too much away, if you're an anime guy, there is a filler scene in Loguetown, the anime, where some characters show up. So I wonder if they will be in the live action, even like in the background. That'd be great.
Please. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I was gonna say I need 2 things to happen in Loguetown. 1, Daddy Masterson.
Yes, please.
And two, I need Smoker's pants to eat those ice cream scoops, baby. Let's go.
No, that is key character development. That has to
exactly.
be in there. You cannot have that. You cannot not have that.
That man is spitting to my soul right now. Please. You need that.
Yes, sir.
Also, this is for no. We're going.
No.
Oh, okay. This is for no one but me because I'm a lore man. There's a very small character in Loguetown, but he's very important. He's the first human fishman hybrid in the series. He's the guy who sells Sanji the fish. Can I say his name, Dennis, or no?
Yeah.
His name is Sappy. He's the first human fishman hybrid in the series. So I just want to see him. He's the fishmonger.
Yeah.
And he has he's just go on. Yep.
So names and designs are no spoilers in my opinion. If you don't
Okay.
spoil the story behind it, it's totally fine. You can
Okay.
say Ace 20 times without saying what happens with him. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see the elephant fish as well.
Oh
Yeah.
That would be
yes,
pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah, for sure.
But
yes,
also in the anime, Sanji had the entire contest for winning that fish. I want to see
Yeah.
that in live action.
hmm
Yeah,
Even if it's a few minutes, we need it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Every new scene in the original anime, we need it in the live action.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, if you see it like that, it's like 1 or 2 chapters Loguetown, and I expect Loguetown to be the full first episode, so we can get fully
Yep.
into detail with the characters. We could even see some flashbacks from the characters. We, for
100%.
example, didn't see Luffy take off from his town and beat the hell out of the Beast of the Coast, for example, the Lord of the Coast. Maybe they put in scenes like this as a little fresh up for the people that watching it after the gap of time between the seasons, and
Mhm.
yeah, but we already know that they filmed much more than we saw in the live action, and we will definitely see some familiar faces or familiar backs in that sense. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Notaku, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to a lot of things. For once, like getting to see actually how they do a live action dragon.
Hmm.
Um, Seeing if they do like the full face tat and everything like that. Like, I just want to see that. Because it's hard to be a dragon fan nowadays.
Well,
But
he looks east.
yeah, I
Dot,
mean,
dot, dot.
even when he was grabbing Smoker's Jute, he was just like looking down for a second. Then he's like, "Hold on, where's East?" All right, but I really want to see that. I also want to see how they do the scene where like Luffy is usually like in the bar talking to the old
Yeah.
man. Like,
Ooh.
I
Yeah.
really want to see how they do that, just because obviously that's when we're gonna get like our first like flashback, because he's gonna be
For
like
sure.
reminiscing about Roger and
Mhm.
that whole thing, and the smoker meetup. Like those are things I feel like they really have to nail, but I feel
Absolutely.
like they got it. Like
Um,
I feel like they've restored my faith in live action for sure. So I really want to see that. But even just like, I swear, if they cut the chop chop car, that when Buggy uses that, I will be so upset,
Oh.
because
We have
that
to
was
have
like one of the first times where I was like, this dude just can put his body back together and then like add a motor and he's just a go-kart now. Like, what is like, I just think that those moments are really, really funny.
Right.
And I think that they'll definitely land for Loguetown. But
to give you some hope for that bar scene, though, Roger's actor has been confirmed to come back for this season, and we don't know where he's gonna like show up.
That makes total sense.
yeah, that
Yeah.
that makes a lot of
does.
sense. I
Yeah.
feel like they have to keep him on retainer, right? Like, because they
Yeah.
like do
Yeah,
the
like-
flashback like every season. They're just like, we're gonna
Yep.
need you to come back.
Yep.
But they already
But
said,
yeah.
like with Randy Troy, that they try to film every flashback as soon as possible when they have the actors in the future. So, for example, they definitely will film something with Colton Sorio, Kid Luffy, and before Randy Troy was brought into the One Piece live action writers room, he said if he would be in it, he would record all the flashbacks all at once, because we know so much more flashbacks will happen. Just record them back after back. So I guess this would be the kind of thing that they would do with Roger actor, just recording everything they can from Loguetown or with Roger that they could do beforehand, so they have less work later for that, and the age of the characters would be the same. Yeah.
Why,
Well, we're also getting
that's why Randy's on the
Crocus.
job. What up?
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
why Randy's there, bro. Yeah. Like, but we're
Definitely.
getting Crocus too. So like Roger, they could do a Roger flashback there as well.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a good
that
point,
would be
actually.
really cool.
Yeah.
I hope they keep all of Crocus's gags. That's one of my favorite
I
things
do
about it.
that. Oh yeah. Someone
Somebody
will
might
die.
get hurt.
Who? Yeah. Who? Me.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I mean,
I'm a Capricorn.
The live action already did the close up shots. Like with Crocus, it's gonna be so much
Oh,
more
yeah.
closer. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, they definitely got to keep that. Another thing is the swordsman who sells, or the sword keeper who sells Zora the sword. If his nose isn't bright red the whole time with his wife yelling in the back, I don't want the scene.
I mean, his hairstyle too, right? Ippomatsu, I think is his name. But yeah, like his hairstyle is amazing. So I would love to
Yeah,
see
for
that.
real.
They gotta
Yeah,
keep
pull it
that.
off.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope that they don't cut the scene, or at least like do it different with Zoro throwing the sword up in the air.
Uh-huh.
Like I feel
Yeah.
like they gotta hit that.
That's one of my favorite
That's
scenes.
such an iconic moment. I feel like they're gonna nail it.
Yeah.
They're definitely gonna have to nail
I
that
think
one.
so
Yeah,
too.
because
Oh yeah.
it's kind of a tease for stuff to come later. Yeah, I can't say
Right,
nothing about
exactly.
that. Never mind.
Yeah, yeah,
Never
exactly.
mind.
Just
Yeah.
know it's
But they,
important.
because it sets up something really important in Alabasta. So like they
Yeah,
have
exactly.
to do it. Yeah, like
Mhm.
I mean, Makenyu's been buffing up as well, so you can just
Yeah.
imagine his like buff
have you
arms
seen
in
his
that
shoulders, bro? Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
have
he's
you
ready.
seen that man's
He's ready, bro.
shoulders?
Even when he does a lat spread,
Yeah, like
that dude can freaking glide with those.
I was
yeah,
like,
right.
dude,
It's wild.
how is he gonna do like the one gorilla, two gorilla if he's already there? Like,
Ramp up.
Maybe he does like 4 gorilla.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
gorilla.
just going too crazy.
he's training for dinosaur hunting, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
ooh,
true.
true.
Yeah.
That is
I can't
true.
wait to see how they do that.
Yeah, dude, I
Exciting
know. I'm so
stuff.
excited.
Exciting stuff.
I
Oh,
mean,
man.
bro's got to cut steel, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Very true.
Okay.
Oh.
Did somebody wants to say something about
Oh.
the Loguetown as well? Sorry.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Rip Richie. We're not going to see the motorcycle
Oh.
incident. Since we don't get Richie in the live action, right? So we're probably not going to see that.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Listen, I'm still praying that like while Buggy is explaining his story to Alvida and why he hates Luffy, we get like a flashback to him and Gaimon. Like I just
Oh,
want that
oh,
so
yeah.
bad.
That was one thing from season 1 where I was like, I needed it so bad. So I hope we get it at some point later.
here's
the Gaimon
the
greatness.
thing. I think Gaimon is probably a metaphor for the One Piece itself. Like, I'm not even joking
Yeah,
around. I'll
yeah.
probably do a theory
Mhm.
about it one day.
Mhm.
So I do really want to see it one day. Yeah, just like a
100%.
little flashback.
Well, they
Right,
showed a
right.
painting of him in the Barati
Yeah.
Gate.
Yeah.
I would even take like a one-off episode. Like Netflix just releases one randomly, like next year. Like here's a Gaimon.
Yeah, like a
Oh,
special.
like,
Yeah,
like
here's
a
an Animal
spin-off.
Island episode.
Right.
Oh yeah, just give us Gaimon and Sarfunkel's love story, please.
Please. 20 minutes. At least.
I would actually love a spin-off actually, where we just see all the like the extras that we didn't get to see.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
doing their
Or
thing.
like the cover
That
And,
could've-
story.
like a
that'd be quite
Next
nice.
of the World.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
Next of the
the cover
World.
stories.
Like
I would love that.
yeah.
Speaking
you.
of cover stories, I need to see Buggy on the Cannibal Island.
He actually was already on a cannibal island in the live action because you see some of the cannibals in his crew in the live action.
Really? I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good point.
Um,
I forgot about that too.
actually, I have a question for
That's
everyone. Do you guys think that they're going to do the Kobe Meppo cover story since both actors are coming back?
I would dare say
Yeah.
so. Yeah, at least
Yeah,
it's going to
they
be an
have to.
internal part of their
Yeah.
story, like kind of like how the Garp and Kobe stuff was.
I
That was
That's
I think
originally cover
Kobe-
story too.
I think Kobe and Hemappa was the side story for season 1, and they really want to give it a little pause before we see them again. I think we get
Mhm.
all in side story for Ace, Smoker, and
Oh.
Tashigi.
Ooh.
So I think we see more
I'll take
from
those.
Ace
Ooh.
originally in Alabasta, and we see more from Smoker and Tashigi during the whole season, I guess. Like, yeah.
Ace
Okay.
versus Hanafuda win.
Oh, please. Please.
Yeah, right. Like they did Mr. Seven and Zoro. Like, why not Hanafuda
Right.
and Ace? Like,
Oh my God, Hanafuda! I forgot about him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or Jinbei and Ace.
I was
True.
gonna
Oh,
say,
bro.
Oh
I would
boy.
love spicy ginger.
I don't
bro.
think they
That
can
was-
burn it that early.
Yeah,
I
true.
mean, like they already name dropped him when they were
He's a
along
fool.
park. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that would be perfect though.
I feel like if they want
Now
to
I'm
do
My
like,
thinking.
guy. That's my
I feel-
boy, man. Yeah.
Like even if
So-
it's just a back shot of him, like in like
Right.
cases like sending a fire
Oh,
fist at him
yeah.
or something, like you know what I mean? Like
For real.
give me a little bit of something.
Classic, bro. A classic One Piece silhouette. I'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like just have a shot of
Exactly.
Jinbei in there.
Yeah.
Also, don't you guys find it a little bit suspicious that out of nowhere Oda comes up with a design for that? Because I think, like in season 1, we experienced Oda releasing after the series dropped the drawing for Mr. Was it Mr. Seven? Yeah.
Yeah.
The drawing for Mr. Seven he did for the live action because they didn't have a reference, a full one. So maybe he did exact the same thing for them for the live action to show the Hanafuda guy, and he just released it normally so it wouldn't appear as a I just take time for the live action to make this. You know what I mean? Like.
Right.
Oh yeah, dude. And plus
makes
with
sense.
all the theories about him tying to a certain much more powerful figure later in the story,
Mhm,
they could
mhm.
set up that as well as a bigger threat than what we're facing in this season of the live action, which is the
Good point.
Warlords.
Yeah.
Good
And
point.
Like
Yeah.
And considering that we're going to a particular place with particular creatures, it would make sense that we have this guy who collects particular fruits that can turn you into said creatures. So
ooh, yeah,
Yeah.
I love
my
it.
man.
I love it.
I'm
I
smelling
love
what
it.
you stepping in, Polly. Yeah, like-
Same here.
Yeah.
I mean, it would honestly make
Good
sense.
picking.
Like it would be like a really cool scene, like where like Ace and Luffy meet, and he was just like, "So what have you been up to since I left?" And then he was like, "Oh, like I fought this guy, then I fought this guy, then I joined this guy." Like
Yeah.
Yep.
like it would be really interesting just to get like even silhouettes or maybe a little bit more of the character.
Oh my god, I just
beforehand.
realized we're getting a name drop of Whitebeard this season.
Yo, bro, I'm
Yeah,
excited.
definitely,
we
definitely.
Yo.
They
I
always look
just
for
want him
stuff.
to-
Yeah, they always look for
I just
stuff
want
they
him to
can
say
include
something-
earlier. So yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I just want no, you're good. I just want to say it would be really great if we saw like a really dark silhouette of like him on the Moby Dick, and then
Oh,
just
yeah.
seeing like the bright white mustache,
Ooh.
and
That's all we
like,
need.
And dark
all we
hair.
see. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Uh,
get dark hair, Marco, from like
Oh.
in the anime.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
I do really hope that they play with scale a little bit more though. Like
Mm.
with the whole Arlong thing. Like I think if Whitebeard is just a regular sized dude, I think that will be a little bit sad.
Except they are casting Hulk Hogan for it, then I would be totally fine with whatever they want.
Let me tell you
Well-
something, brother. I don't need to know what the One Piece is.
Bro, no,
I
they
just need to
have
know
to,
it's real.
they have to cast Vin Diesel in the role. All about
I have
family.
a late right.
He's all about family.
Okay,
Oh,
Yosh,
man.
Pineapple ate right.
Yosh, Arturo, do you have anything to add here?
Yeah. Well, I was kind of wondering what you guys think of this. Like, we had a character omitted last season that's I think pretty important to the future stuff, and that's Hachi. Do you think we might see Hachi in Loguetown or like?
That's
think-
Luca's
I
favorite
think we-
topic. So
Yeah, I think that my theory on Hachi is that I think he will show up later in Sabayori.
Okay.
And I think that they'll explain it as he left the crew for what they were doing to Nami
yes,
before
Mm.
the
Okay.
events of the live action. That
Yeah.
way he's still tied to it, but there's a little bit more of a reason to forgive him for his actions if he
Yeah.
left before because of it.
Yeah.
And they did have a character named Hachi in the live action. He was the man that Nami was playing poker against.
Yes.
Right.
That said,
That's a good point.
so
I see.
yeah, so
Okay.
they're either going to use him for it or they'll do what I'm saying. That's my theory
Right.
though. Like,
So,
I thought about this a lot.
That's a good point.
Lucas,
yeah.
if they end up doing that, I'm sorry for interrupting. If they end up doing that, do you think they would go like So you know how Desnes was just talking about the potential like Ace side story in this one. Do you think they would do like a Kami Hachi side story for that season whenever we get to it? Like we start following that journey until they get to Sabaody? Do you think that would, because they did a cover story for that?
Potentially, or maybe even set it up where it's like a teenage Nami, and you see when Hachi leaves at the beginning of the season. You know what I mean? So that way, when they finally get to Sabaody, because like that's gonna be tricky, especially for later seasons. Like at least to me, is like because Sabayoti's a major arc, but so is Thriller Bark, and Thriller Bark takes up an entire saga by itself. So do you do Sabaody at the end of that, or do you do a whole season? You know what I mean? So
yeah, Sabaody does feel like if yeah, I don't want to say it now, but it does feel like a super cliffhanger, right? For like a TV series type of cliffhanger, like a Game of Thrones s cliffhanger. You know what I mean? Like
imagine that cliffhanger though. Fans of the live action would be going wild.
They would read the manga. They would read the manga.
Yeah, they need to read the manga. Yeah. And they're planning out 6 seasons right now. That would end with until the time skip, so that would be a big cliffhanger for people to start reading, because they are essentially half the story already. Why don't they read? You know what I mean? Like
bro.
Maybe we hop into the next topic. We heard so One Piece Day, right? Yesterday and today it was One Piece Day. They released some new info, but sadly not about the One Piece live action. They just showed a video of Inaki Kuroi talking to the camera within the Going Merry, where he talks in Japanese about that the live action is produced right now and he can't be with them, but he will keep on learning Japanese so he can talk with them next time and stuff. And I love this so much that he dedicates 3 hours of his free time every day to learn Japanese. It's so crazy, really, how good he got. And it's so crazy. And he really does this for his Japanese fans as well. And to read One Piece in Japanese, to talk more with Oda and such, it's so great. What do you think about it?
Amazing. Like when we watched it last night on stream, I was in awe. I thought he was like almost a native speaker when I was hearing him speak. I was like, dude, this is like, you're telling me you just started learning the language? This is incredible. Like like you said, the amount of detail, love, and passion that he's putting into his work comes off of the screen, and what an amazing, a little small 53-second message that was for us for One Piece Day. Like that by itself for me goes farther than anything. Like this is how far the main protagonist of our series, the person playing the main protagonist of our series, is going for this role and for us as the fans, and it was just wow. I was in awe.
Yeah, I have a headcanon about it that he only learned Japanese so he could communicate with Oda better and learn more about Luffy.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. Well, because I was sad with One Piece Day because they were showing off the TCG, and I was sad they didn't use McKinyu and Taz Skylar because they've both gone to Oda's house to play TCG with him. And it's like, you guys should have used them for this commercial. Come on now.
Yeah. We will talk about the rest of One Piece Day after that, but some opinions on the Inaki's efforts here?
Love it. Love the dedication. Love the effort. Love the hustle. Good man.
What I will say is that I didn't even need the subtitles to understand him either. So his pronunciation was actually top notch. Like, I could actually understand him in Japanese. Yeah.
It's like the benefit of acting is that you usually have dialect coaches who can teach you how to pronounce everything correctly, like right off the bat.
The thing is, he even nailed down the mannerisms of a Japanese person.
That is going to be harder.
But he's such like energetic person, right? He's always like, his arms are just flapping about everywhere. He's so excited all the time. But when he's speaking in Japanese, you could tell his mannerism was actually a lot more polite, a lot more calm, a lot more reserved, which is really interesting to actually look at.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man. Okay.
No, he honestly did a great job.
I also have some headcanon that Makinyu was basically like teaching him Japanese in between scenes last season. So he's just gotten better.
Yeah, he confirmed that he asked many advice.
Have you seen the compilation videos of like McKinney just having to defend himself as being a Japanese person? being like,
Yeah.
no, I live in Japan. I speak Japanese. I am
Yeah,
Japanese.
when they asked the cast, they're like, "What's your favorite manga?" And he's like, "Let me speak first. I live in Japan." Like,
That was funny.
Or when
Yeah,
when
or
they
someone else
asked
asks
them,
like, "Do you like
yeah.
anime?" It's like, I'm Japanese.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
yeah.
anime. What are you talking about? What do
Hey,
you
Kusa,
even
do you
mean?
like
It runs in
anime?
my blood.
Kusa, do you like anime?
I love anime. I was glued to the TV growing up in Japan, yeah.
Hmm.
And then I was very sad when I had to leave Pokemon behind, you know. That was when it was, very popular back in the days when I was 7. Also in Japan. I sold or got rid of all of my Pokemon toys. Came to New Zealand where I currently live, and it was like, I'm never gonna deal with Pokemon again, gotta get rid of it. And then next thing you know, you see it on TV, like you see the advertisement for Pokemon. I'm like, oh come on! I could have made a killing.
Yeah.
Ah.
I should have
So
seen that
funny.
Charizard.
I remember someone actually that moved from Japan over to where I lived and in the Pokemon craze, and that guy was like second, like it was like the top dude at the school. You know what I mean? It was like
Mhm,
Oh, yeah.
he
mhm.
lost in the Rock that it was that guy who
Yeah,
had all the
yeah.
Japanese Pokemon stuff on his Game Boy. Wow, this
Exactly.
is amazing.
Yeah. I know it's off topic from what the banquet and stuff, but my father brought me Japanese Pokemon cards back from his trip to Japan in the 90s, and it was Gen 2 before Gen 2 was announced in America.
Mhm.
I was the
Yo.
king of the school for like 2
Wow.
weeks. I was like, yeah, that's a Heracross. What's up?
Yeah,
Like,
You would have been so popular. You would have been the cool kid.
exactly. I was for like 2
Crazy.
weeks.
It's
Yeah,
crazy,
yeah, it
like
doesn't
how
last
often
long.
it used to happen back then, right? They'll be like, "Oh yeah, I went to Japan
Oh,
and I
yeah.
saw a PS6," and it's like, "What? What did you see over there? A PS6?"
My dad
That's
works for
always nuts.
Nintendo, I promise.
Yeah.
Right, right. I heard that all the
Uncle at
time.
Nintendo, yeah.
Yeah,
But
the uncle.
man.
but right on the topic, my aunt will be in Japan in a few weeks, and she asked me if she should bring something for me as well, and I can't decide what I want. Maybe some of you have ideas what I
Listen,
should get.
Dude,
Yeah,
just,
Des.
I was my. Go for it. Go
Yeah.
for it. You go first.
No, I was gonna say I will pay your aunt to send me a copy of the latest Shonen Jump from when she's over there. I just want a physical copy of Shonen Jump with One Piece in
So
it. Like,
the biggest wish I had was to get the Shonen Jump where Inaki is on with Luffy, and I already have that now.
ooh,
but
I
yeah.
love that one.
I
That's a
have
good
that
one.
already.
Great one.
I just need it signed from Inaki someday. But what else should I get except
So,
that?
my brother was there like last year. He spent like 3 months there. Don't ask me how. I don't know. The kid works in a gym and goes traveling for months. He was over there and he was asking what I want, and I said, "Pick me up some Japanese One Piece volumes." And I will not lie, he just went in. He had never read One Piece or watched it. He picked bangers. Every single volume was a
Nice.
banger. We had obviously no spoilers, but we had Water 7, we had the important Whole Cake Island moment, we had I can't remember what the other ones were, but he also got the big Gear 5 one, which was like, yes.
Yeah,
He had no idea what any of it was, but he
pick some bangers.
hit with every single one.
The thing is, you can get a lot of the manga like from Amazon and stuff, right? But
Yeah.
the things that are really hard to come by in the West is like a lot of the data books and the Viva cards and
Right.
a lot of the.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So as a theorist, like it's really a struggle. Like you see the Japanese kind of theorist community, and they just have access to all these things that Oda said like a long time ago.
Mhm.
Just in passing or something, or like even when he was like, less sort of kept himself kind of thing. And it isn't available in the West, so those would be such a gem to have.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Something
that's
to
a
think about.
start. Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys for helping me with my wish list.
If you're a fan of the One Piece TCG, tell her to pick you up a booster box of the PRBO1 because there is a hidden god pack that you can get that has all of the manga cards in it.
Yeah, but
Mm.
I collect them as well, but I can't play with the Japanese cards in my local game store. That's my problem, Like I
Yeah,
can
that-
collect them,
getting
and I
those
have
would
some
just be
Japanese ones that are
collector.
Japanese exclusive, but the most of the Japanese cards can't use them to play with, and I mostly play with them. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I just went to Japan recently, actually, and
Ooh.
not as interesting as the data books, but in the Mugiwara store, they have these really awesome pens, and all the pens and stationery in Japan are great. So get a little like marine pen that has the marine logo, and they have these folders, and I'll take a picture of it later and send it to you guys on Discord. But the art on these folders is so gorgeous. Like there's one of the Vinsmoke family. There's I got one of Corona that looks really cool. So
Mm.
folders with cool art. That's
Okay.
a fun thing.
Also, I
Yeah, cool.
assume Arturo, you must have gone to the Muji store.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. As an illustrator, you
awesome.
just got to go there, right?
I gotta go there. Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah.
Do they have any live action related things in the Mugiwara store?
I think they did actually. I think they had some like little figurines and buttons. They do a lot of buttons.
Because it's so
and
hard
a
to
lot of
find pictures of
shops.
it because they don't allow pictures in the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think I saw
Desnes.
some stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm done. Go for it.
I was
I
gonna
will
say,
buy a
depending on
hidden
where you
camera
are,
just to
goes.
show the store if I will be there someday. Sorry.
You should get your aunt to get one of the statue toys. You know, the ones that you can get from those different statues that are scattered around Japan.
Yeah.
If she's going anywhere near them, because you can only get those there, right?
Yeah.
Those golden statues. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. Then
Oh, yeah.
she should make a trip to Kumamoto, I guess. But yeah.
Kumamoto is beautiful. It really is. It was one of my favorite places
You're
to
beautiful.
go.
But I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
I want to
stop it,
collect these
stop it.
myself when I'm there. So maybe. Okay. Yeah. But
Yeah,
thanks.
fair enough.
Thanks for the ideas, guys. One Piece Day. Let's talk about the big Sunisha in the room. The One Piece anime. I mean, what? Did you saw all the pictures that are
Yes.
circling around?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 So good.
Oh
The
man.
way they captured Oda's, like the way he colors, even like just oh my god, man,
Exactly.
it's so gorgeous. It looks like the manga is going to be brought to life
Yeah.
perfectly.
Anyone got them so we
Mhm.
can start throwing them up on live and in the chat?
I do
Trying to
not have
find 'em.
copies at the moment. I think I have copies of one of the pictures.
And the
actually.
thing about
Yeah, I have a bunch of them, but would need to get doing it. Let me see.
Yeah, that's
The
the thing about anime is that because
Yeah, I
it's a
got you.
2D medium, it's very easy to do angles that are like, front on or like very much side on.
Mhm.
But you can see just from these concept arts that they really thought about like the different camera angles a lot more.
Right.
Just because they're also working that 3D space as well with the 3D models, the
Yeah.
houses and the environment. They're
Oh, yeah.
really thinking about what angles actually gives the most sort of energy and sort of the most sort of emotion to that scene. And so I think they've done a really great job. And like even
Yeah.
the fact that they're sort of leaning more on the youngsters, they're making sure that they have young people in the team to make sure that they still stay relevant, and they make sure that because I think they put it in a really great way, which was that like, the young people now, they're the ones that grew up with One Piece, so they're still really
Right.
passionate about it. They still have that energy. And so I
Yep.
think it's really smart that they have these people on board. And one thing I will say, just a little thing I'd like to say is I think there are going to be people that are going to be crapping on the new
Of course.
new show.
Like
There's
always.
always going to be,
Yeah,
right?
always.
Always.
Dude, there's
But-
always.
Haters,
But
bro.
what I will say is this: everyone has to watch that video and look at the faces of these animators, because they put their blood, sweat, and tears into this work, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yep.
as soon as you have a face to the people that really put in the hard work, you got to think twice about saying that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not only that, man, but
That's all I gotta
like
say.
we were saying
Love
like
it.
right before stream, like that one animator who's sitting there and just drawing in his sketchbook over and over again the clouds so that he can get
Mhm.
Oda's the way Oda draws his clouds down perfectly. Like
It's
the dedication to the craft is insane. And then there was a shot of this one guy, and he was drawing a scene from Baratier in the manga, and he had the manga pages in front of him, just
Yeah.
going, looking up, drawing, looking up, drawing, looking up,
Mhm.
drawing. Like they are trying so hard to one for one mimic Oda's style.
Yeah, but Oda style in the time That's the key thing
Yeah.
here.
That
Because
actually, yeah. Like
Yeah.
I'm looking at
Exactly.
the Kobe photo, and
Yeah.
I'm like, that's Kobe from the early manga days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
this is insane. I love
It's crazy.
it.
Having
Yeah.
said that,
One-
they have made little like finite sort of adjustments to make it look a bit more modern as well. Because at the end of the day, Oda was very young when he started One Piece,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
so like you
19.
can actually see that his art style has evolved to become a lot more expressive and a lot more beautiful over time. Like people say, it looks a lot more messy, it's too much details, but actually, there's a lot more emotion put into them. Like some of the latest chapters, you really feel it, right?
Yeah.
And so
Oh,
back in the
yeah.
days, it was a lot cleaner, it was a lot tidier, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? But I think he didn't have the abilities as much to put in those emotional impacts and sort of the line work that needed. And so you can actually see that these animators have sort of made these little adjustments, even though it feels like the old artwork is still, I think they're still considering how Oda's evolved as well. So I think that's
Mhm.
such a fine line that
Yeah.
they're sort of crossing, and they're doing such a great job with that.
100%. Yeah, it's so interesting because Oda's my bad. Oda's art style at the beginning, whenever he first started, really was a combination of his inspirations. Right, obviously, it was like Toriyama piece combined with the
Mhm.
Disney Pixar movies that
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
really inspired by when he and
Yes,
of course like
sir.
Tom and Jerry and stuff like that. So that sort of was Oda's voice, and he just continued to refine it as the arcs went on, and now we see the not the finished product because it keeps evolving over time, but like you said, now we see like the more emotion and a lot of the things that we see nowadays in the manga. But the fact that they were able to find that fine line between the Oda we know now and the Oda that started off is really, really impressive. I
It
still don't
really
know how
is,
they
yeah.
managed to do it.
And speaking just to the evolution of his style, I don't know if I can bring him up here, but there's a particular character who is made of bones. that
Names
you
are
may-
no spoilers. Names are no spoilers.
Oh, well, there's Brooke, right? And
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's funny in Thriller Bark, he's played very straight if you go back and look, but as you go on in the story, Oda feels like he can play with him a little more. He stretches them out. He makes the black of his eyes pop out as if they were eyes. He's
Yeah.
really more expressive with it, and I love that about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think that it's good to note that in some of the screenshots like that we saw like with Sanji holding up full body, like he is covered in blood. And so
Yeah,
like we're not getting like the censored version
Yeah.
of
right.
any of these things. And like we're gonna probably get Sanji when he's like starving on the island, and we're gonna get to see Zeph like actually like the whole story of him actually eating his leg instead of
Right.
like what we got
Yeah.
with Toei where they had to censor it and
Mhm.
things like that. So I think that it's going to be done incredibly well, and it's going to be exactly what Oda's vision was with the manga. But I also think that there's a possibility that we get some not new content, but things that Oda wanted to add. Like we're probably not going to
Right.
get
Yes.
100%.
emo
Yeah.
Marco. Like we'll probably get regular Marco. Like when that actually like happened. You
Or
know,
being
we'll
sake
yeah.
in the bar while
Yes, yes.
Shanks parties and stuff like that. Like that live actionism kind of thing as well. Like where they can take things from the future and add them in. Like
Right.
there's no reason we shouldn't see Cavendish's poster in the East Blue with what we know of him later in the story.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that makes so much sense in the live action.
talked about Uta
Yeah,
last
go
night
ahead.
as well. In the
Yeah.
in the thing, like it's super interesting how they might even add like these movie tie-ins
Yeah.
into these potential early story parts as well, which I think
Yeah,
is really, really
especially
cool for us fans.
those movie characters that are canon, like Uta and
Shiki.
Shiki and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, like adding them into the story from the beginning just makes the world. It adds to that world building, and to
Right.
go to just to see the links that they're going to make Oda's world like physically make it. Like you guys saw those
Yeah.
3D mapping models and stuff. Like
Crazy.
it is insane. Yeah, it is insane the amount of depth they're going into to make this
Mhm.
world feel connected and to feel as grandiose as it feels when we read it.
Dude,
And
they
I-
made JRPG towns, bro. Like I'm a massive
Yeah.
JRPG fan. I was like, dude, they're
Mhm.
making Final Fantasies and Dragon Quest here. Like, this is nuts.
Yeah, Nexus the Lurking Legend was watching with me last night, and he was like, "All right, why are we not having an open world One Piece game made out of these maps?" Like,
Right.
All right, right?
Yeah.
And like, I think even simple things like So when we get like our Buggy flashback of him and Shanks arguing and stuff like that, we may see people that are, you know, like instead of it just being no name people in the background, they may look like some of the people on Roger's crew, just so
Scopper,
we
Rayleigh.
actually,
Mhm.
yeah, you know, and then
Yeah.
it'll be a callback to like, oh yeah, they were actually on the Pirate King's crew. Because like when we first got that, like they just kind of looked like randos with like no faces.
Right.
And so now we're finally going to be like, oh, we can connect all of the dots and make it even more of like, for people who are first time watching this, it'll be like, oh, Oda really was foreshadowing this all from the beginning, but they just didn't put it in the way that they can now.
Yeah. And
I
also,
Just
think
in
on
term-
Undertalk's point, I have a picture of them actually having Scopper in an image in the back of
Oh.
Shanks and Buggy. Let me put this in Discord.
Wow.
For the thing. Let me
also,
see.
what nobody of you pointed out, they make this seasonal, so we get the whole East Blue, in one thing essentially. So if they make it seasonal, they can do the pacing way better. They can
Exactly.
they can make the episode even 1 hour long or something like that. They could do everything they want. So yeah.
And this also kind of goes into our live action discussion as well. Is when we get to, let's just say, a moment like where Laboon is introduced, we could essentially get like
Emo
him,
Rayleigh.
us
Oh my god.
actually
Sorry.
seeing uh us actually seeing the fact that, oh, it is the Rumbar Pirates, oh,
Yeah.
like it is Brooke, like we can get those type of things. We can see human Brooke as soon as, season 2 or whatever of both of these, and we can actually get to a point where everything really does connect in a way that makes a lot of sense.
Oh my god, Recon. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
dude,
It's
look
Scopper on
at
the right.
Scopper in the background. Yeah, look at Scopper in
Oh
the background.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Let me show it in the stream
Yo,
as well. Oh my god.
Arturo, what do you think about the lighting and the use of color in some of these concept art, by the way?
Oh, it's gorgeous. I don't know if you guys have seen Ranking of Kings, but when they announced which studio, I was super excited because I love that anime, and it's got a very similar charm to One Piece.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
good.
immediately what I thought of. And even
Yeah,
just like
Ranking of
Great
Kings
point.
is great.
Yeah.
even
Yeah,
just
so
like
good.
I mean, you brought it up,
My boy
Recon.
Boji.
Yeah, they're making a JRPG world, so like just seeing the detail of the food, like that
Mhm.
exploration is super cool.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
curious to see what the final color is going to look like, because in a perfect world with a limited budget, having this watercolor effect would be awesome. But I know that's asking the impossible. So
It's
it's probably
very
going to
hard,
be,
yeah.
yeah, it's probably going to be more like the character like boards where you have like the flat color, and that looks great to me. Like the vibrance of like the red on Luffy's vest, but it not being super dark, like a little more pale and almost I don't want to say pastel-y, but kind of. Um, that against the black line outline on the characters, I think is going to pop and look really cool.
And I think
Just
it's quite refreshing as well, isn't it? Like we're seeing a lot of lens flares from Toei these days, which I don't dislike lens flares, but it can get a bit quite too flashy, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
this is a lot more muted. It's a lot more kind of like, I don't know, really just hits you in the nostalgia balls a lot more, which
It does.
I do appreciate
For
that.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Also,
And it's
that
cool.
watercolor feel is just it's very tangible, isn't it? It's almost like you can sort
Right.
of reach out and touch it.
Yeah,
Right.
and there's a charm to the original anime, like when it first started, because it almost had this
Hmm.
storybook feel, but it was doing what a lot of anime during the time was doing, which were the backgrounds felt very like almost like open and ambiguous. Like there's a lot of like faded edges, and it almost kind of feels storybooky.
Yeah.
But it's just cool to see the environments feeling a lot more solid and lived in, and
It
that's
it really
super
looks
awesome.
like if I'm being honest, like a '90s anime.
It does.
With
Yeah.
like the roughness to it.
Yeah.
But in
Right.
the modern age, like with the technology that we have now.
Yeah,
Right.
Like I said before stream, it really reminds me of early Studio Ghibli, like Kiki's Delivery Service and My Neighbor Totoro
Mm.
and things like that.
Great call.
Yeah. Yeah, and when I didn't get really excited about Wit being announced for the remake until I watched Ancient Magus Bride, which they also did the first season and the
That's a great
OVAs of.
series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and seeing the scope in the way that they did that, in the way that they worked camera movement and stuff like that, that
Mhm.
already had me hyped up. But then when I saw the 3D maps they built, like I just started thinking of like,
Yep.
think about when Luffy does Gum Gum Battle Axe on Arlong. They have the
You're right.
chance to make that such an amazing shot with that 3D scope.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
As a on that same line of thought, as a big Attack on Titan fan, when season 3 came out for that, that was one of the most visually impressive things I'd seen at the time. And
Yeah.
so, knowing that the director is going to be working on this one from season 2 and season 3, is going to be interesting. Just seeing what kind of perspectives that team is going to bring to the table. All of the individuals involved. It's exciting stuff. Did you guys share the Zoro cutting buggy thing? I thought that was a really cool shot. Where's the
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of the
that
That was
director,
beautiful.
speaking of the director, he last night during that interview, he was like, "I went to the president of What Studios, and I told him, no one but me can do this." Like,
Yo.
he was
Hell yeah.
standing 10 tones down about it, man. The dedication, the hype, them talking about, like I said to Vex last night when we were watching it, I was like, these guys understand the meaning of Nakama. Like they
Mhm.
understand like what it means to be a One Piece fan, because all of them had said, we've been watching it and reading it since we were a kid. Like they get how important this anime is. Yeah, that's such a good shot,
That's
dude.
such a good shot.
Yeah.
I
Oh my
I want to see
God.
how they handle the action based off of the hype that has been the recent anime fights.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah,
Mhm.
the big fights going on right now. There's some there in terms of the current anime, they've been getting better and better and better at making the fights a little
Right.
bit smoother each time. So I'm excited to see if they translate that to this remake.
One thing
God,
that
dude,
is kind of
so
interesting
good.
is that these almost feel like they're frozen in time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's
Mhm,
no
mhm.
sort of motion smears that we see a lot more of with Toei these days, which I think is because they have like first-rate sort of animators on board nowadays, and so you like hold any frame of an action shot, and you can just really see the distortion of like the arms and like the head and the the body in really beautiful ways that really expresses the motion. And so I'm really curious about how Wit is going to sort of handle that kind of stuff. Um, but the one thing that I want to go back to Lucas was how you said it really feels like a show from the 90s, which
Yeah.
Yeah.
the thing about shows like, Kiki's Delivery Service is that it really had beautiful sort of pacing, They knew like Ghibli in general, they really know how to sort of pace their shots so that there's moments of just like letting it breathe,
Mm.
Yeah.
They're not rushing to the next scene and the next scene again and again. There are moments where you just let it breathe and you see the expansive world before you. And I think One Piece and Oda's world building is so amazing that we really need to see that as well.
Yeah.
100%. Like
Also,
I would love so many. Oh, I'm a bad. Go ahead.
no, you go on.
Oh, the only thing I was gonna say was I would love because I was just recently watching Spirited Away a
Mhm.
couple weeks ago, and there was so many of those types of shots in there where I was like, man, I would love to see this more of this in like today's anime, and the fact that we could potentially get something like that for One Piece would be so beautiful considering how amazing the world of One Piece is. But yeah,
Exactly. I mean,
that'd be so dope.
you bring up Spirited Away. There's that like iconic shot where like Haku's like flying up in the air with Chihiro, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and like I think I can't remember. It's been a long time since I watched it, but I remember there was some shots where like it's a real hard out close up of like Chihiro just like fighting to sort of stay on, and all of a
Right.
sudden you cut to that shot where it's like a super wide, and you see Haku like just like central to the screen, very small, and that
Mm-hmm.
playing of different tempos from going like really intense to like just calm. That is what really makes people excited, And so
Yeah,
I really
exactly.
hope that Wit Studio also plays with that kind of thing.
I think I figured out what I was trying to say earlier too about the whole like 90s anime feel. It feels like cell, and Kuso, you'll know what I'm talking about, especially like cell shaded animation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Yes.
old school film cells. Like
Yeah.
that's
Right.
what it feels like.
Also,
Like it's
it's
painted.
so
Perfect cell.
stylistic that it doesn't get
Perfect
old. You know
cell.
what I mean? Like it's
No,
a
it's timeless,
specific
absolutely
yeah,
timeless.
timeless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah.
And I think you really get to see that in this one shot that Lucas posted of Nami and Luffy running between the buildings. The contrast of the blue and the orange. My God.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's the good stuff right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
they really understand color theory right there. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, dude, when they showed that picture of the first 4 crewmates standing and staring out at the dawn in Syrup Village, like
Ah,
goosebumps.
yeah.
I just got
Yeah.
goosebumps
Right.
all over my
Goosebumps.
body.
Yeah, it's
look
beautiful.
at the big meat on Lucky where I missed this one. Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah,
at how
my
expressive it is.
days.
How expressive it is, dude. It's crazy.
Oh.
Pause before I even say this, but the meat stretches feel like Oda's meat stretches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, immaculate.
Masterclass in meat stretching. That's for sure.
I mean, but
Yeah,
even the
masterclass
marbling on
meat.
the meat, right? It really reminds me of like Ghibli movies, like even in well, Spirited Away was
Yeah.
a good one where they had that scene with like the parents
Oh,
eating like the Chinese food and stuff. Like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the glistening is beautiful.
Man, the freaking
Look
Sanji
at
cooking scenes are gonna be.
Oh my god,
Oh.
it's gonna make me hungry.
Gonna make me hungry. Yeah,
everyone's
bro.
gonna be drooling watching those.
Not just hungry, just absolutely hangry. You know, like this, like
Yeah.
when you
I want
watch
that.
those
I want
shows.
that.
Yeah, give it to me
Why
now.
are
I
you
want to
giving
make
that
a
to
real
Bean and not
equivalent.
me?
I want that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you cook up some instant noodles and say it's not the same.
Yeah,
Oh man,
sadly.
if they get the whole cake. Oh man.
Yeah.
Let's hop onto the other topics from the One Piece Day. We got like
Yes.
new information about the cards and stuff. We get the Yonkos, for example, for anybody who doesn't into the One Piece card game. We get the Yonkos next in the card game. So we got a
Woo!
buggy leader finally, a Blackbeard leader and such, a Shanks leader even, and a good Shanks leader. That's it. And also we got a new game announcement. Sadly, it's again a Roblox game, so you can only play it while you're in Roblox, but it's free. I mean that's a plus, and it's called One Piece Grand Arena. So, and I saw the trailer and the gameplay of it, and it looks like it's just the One Piece live action game that they did in Roblox, which is actually good. Try that game out. It's really fun to play with friends. And they took this and made it better with the anime or the manga in mind. So it's not based on the live action, it's based on the manga. And you can basically battle with your friends against enemies and such. So it's just a little fun game, essentially, within Roblox for free. Yeah. Yeah. Also, they announced a app called One Piece Base. Did somebody of you saw that?
Ooh.
I did not see that.
They didn't announce what
Is
the
Roger's
app will
Base
do.
involved?
They didn't
My
say
boy.
they didn't say what the app can do, and maybe it's only a Japanese only app and stuff. But they showed many of the mangas there, and then just the logo One Piece Base. So maybe it's like one app where you can read all the manga and search up for things within the manga or something like that.
Ooh, that would be so good.
I mean,
That'd be
it's
such
That
a
is cool.
useful
It-
tool for videos.
it would be
For real.
like my quote piece idea that I didn't finish, right? But it's something like that. Something like that, maybe. Like a library for the One Piece stuff. Yeah.
Lover O'Hara?
It's super cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, Deez, I'm gonna have to head out. But
Yeah.
it was so wonderful to talk to all of you.
Thank you, Kuzo.
again for always
Yes.
having me. It's so
Kuso,
wonderful.
I love you.
Love you too, bro. So much.
Also,
Yeah, baby.
yeah, check out Kusorando. Your theory will be dropping when?
In the next couple days, probably in the next day. It's gonna be a So if you just
Is it a
action, you
movie
probably
or
won't
a
be able to
short
watch it.
or a short one?
This one is only 30 minutes, so it's a lot shorter
Oh,
than
it's-
the
it's-
other ones. It's getting shorter and shorter. I'm getting better at it.
Okay.
But this one is in completely black and white,
Oh.
so that will be
nice.
interesting.
Ooh.
I
Yeah,
like
something a
that.
bit different. So I've always had a bit of a theme. Like the previous one was all about the Emerald City, so I made it mostly green predominant. The one before that, I was talking about
Pixel art, dude.
pixel art.
Pixel art,
Yep,
bro.
exactly. Yeah, I did the whole thing
Pixel
in
art.
8-bit. Yeah, I did it all in
Oh,
8-bit
that's so
kind of thing.
cool, dude. I gotta
Thank
watch
you.
that.
Thank you so much. No, I appreciate it. I mean, if you watch it, man, that would really make my day for sure.
Yeah.
And then the very first video I did, as Desnes I pointed out, was a movie length, 1.5 hours. So that was quite crazy back in the days. That was
Yeah, but it
about
paid off
Christmas
for you,
Piece.
bro.
Yeah, I loved Christmas Piece. I loved it so
Christmas
much.
Piece was banging.
Thank you so much. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. Love and peace. OPLA, let's go.
Let's go.
Have a good one.
All right,
Take care.
peace.
And
Uh,
also,
Brock.
in the same thing, I think Free Day got out here intentionally without saying anything. But thank you for being here, Free Day, of course. And I hope we see much more of you on the next channel, on the Eternal Dawn channel.
Yes, sir. I actually do have to go as well. I gotta go eat dinner with the wife. So I appreciate you having me again, Des. I will obviously be back for the next one. Everyone here, Nerd Taku, it was nice to meet you. Same
Nice
for
to
you,
meet you.
Arturo. Yep,
Oh, nice
and
to
you
meet
guys
you.
have a wonderful night.
Later,
Have a good
Lucian.
one, man.
Later, bud.
Yes,
care.
yes, go sub to the Eternal Dawn. We'll be back Wednesday with a new stream, so I'll see you all
Yes,
then.
go.
See you later, bro.
Let's go later.
So I hope some of you might stay. Also we get an artist contest for Netflix Geek Week. So on September 16 there will be Netflix Geek Week, and we will for sure see some One Piece live action stuff there. They already promised that. So Geeked Week Netflix is on September 16. And we have an art contest for that as well. So all of the artists in the chat, in the stream, draw something and put it on there. Maybe you get into that. Let's see. And
Not that
yeah,
kind of artist.
let's hop back on the One Piece live action for sure. I love the creatures of the Grand Line. We didn't saw many of them in the East Blue part of the live action, but we see many more on the Grand Line in second season. So what are creatures you're looking forward to for season 2?
Kung
Maybe
Fu
we start
Dugongs.
with
Dugongs. It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
I can't wait to see those.
I can't wait to see those.
Seeing
Honestly,
as
the
how
Supersonic Duck Squad.
That's gonna be
Yo.
Them too.
amazing. It's gonna be amazing.
My chocobos. I named
Yeah.
them.
I want the lizard that Ace runs into.
Ah,
Oh yeah.
I just want
Yeah.
that. I just want that to be replicated.
Honestly,
But-
Eyelash.
yo,
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
You're the giant crab.
Eyelashes.
banana
yeah.
wanas.
Mm.
The banana gator.
Yeah, the Banana Gators
Yeah.
are gonna be dope.
Oh yeah.
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 What was
big
the name
rabbit.
of that crab that takes them all the way to like the main Alabasta town? I forget what
Yeah.
his name was. He's a
Asami.
friend of Eyelashes.
Asami.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he-
Oh, if we're getting
Also, we're getting
proper, we gotta
Laboon.
have
We're getting dinosaurs.
the big rabbits.
yeah,
Oh,
big
wow.
Oh,
rabbits.
yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah,
lapis.
rabbits.
Lapis.
Loppins. The Loppins.
Lapins. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Also, the hiking bear.
Yeah, yes.
You gotta bow.
Oh,
They gotta
the
keep the
hiking
bowing
bear.
back.
Yeah.
They have to keep that in. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, the white walkies. The furry hippos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then reindeer, of course.
Oh, that's gonna be such a good arc. I love that arc so much. So I can't wait to see how they do it in live action and in the remake. In both of them.
I also am really
Oh, it's
interested
gonna
to
look
see how
gorgeous.
they do that when they like talk about how Blackbeard went there to
Mhm.
drum and like how they're gonna do that flashback. If we're gonna get silhouettes, are we gonna get a little bit more? Because that'll be
Right.
really interesting.
100%.
What do you think will be the Denden Mushis we will see in second season? Definitely
Definitely want to see
Smoker?
smokers.
one.
The,
Yeah.
the most iconic one from that stretch in the
Oh,
manga is the
no.
Mr. Zero.
Yes.
Oh
one.
yeah.
So from that scene.
Oh, you know what
from,
we
from that scene of
Yo.
Legends. So.
Yeah, you know who
Right.
we need. Though We need Mr. Prince.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know he's coming. You know
Yeah,
he's coming. I
he's
can't wait.
coming.
The
Yeah,
I'm
sun-
saying the
sunglasses.
name. I'm not giving the spoilers. We need
Yep,
the Mr.
Yep,
Prince.
Yep. That's gonna
I
be.
love the
That's probably the
sunglasses.
thing I'm looking forward. Well, one of the things I'm looking forward to the most. And,
We need that
season.
whole. We need that. They better not cut that. We
Yeah.
need that in the live
They
action.
can't. They can't. yeah.
Randy, I know Randy's a big Sanji fan. My boy got me. He'll have him in there.
Also, for you at home, pay attention to the cheeks on that Din Din Mushi. It tells you a very interesting hint about a particular character.
Hold on.
Right, you're right.
He had it planned all the way back then.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about right now. Maybe I'm just lagging.
An eyebrow hint.
Ah, okay.
A
Yeah.
wink, wink.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
My theory is still
Looking
that
at it right now.
if
Right.
we get into Enes Lobby things, that Sanji will get his eyebrow when he's on fire. Essentially, that would be neat.
If they now about that, I'll come clean. That's one of my gripes with the live action as a whole. However,
Yeah.
I will defend myself in saying that they could roll that into a Germa mutation thing that
Yeah.
carries on. Yeah, I like that. So
They could
shout out to
make
you,
it
Dennis. That's
work.
good.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to say this right now. If they don't do that effect practically, I will be so disappointed and so mad at that stunt crew.
Oh.
Because you have the opportunity to have the coolest fight scenes in those later seasons. That I have wanted to do that for so long. I have wanted to do that exact on fire fight. That would be so cool.
So it is. So you as a stuntman can confirm this. It is possible to do this in real life, right? To
I
set
have a
your
video
foot
of
on
me
fire.
doing it. Hold
Okay.
on. I'm just gonna send you a video of me getting lit on fire in this chat. But yeah, it is very, very doable.
Okay.
And you can totally do a full fight while on fire.
Also, to double back, I think we're forgetting two creatures that really need to be incorporated, and that's Mr. 13 and Miss Friday.
The Unluckies, let's go!
Yeah.
Oh, you right. Good point.
Like those need to be in there because that was one of the coolest things I thought. They never really got dealt with, but it was super cool to see them just show up.
Also, the manga didn't elaborate it on how weapons are made with devil fruits, but maybe we can see or more hinted at Vegapunk in that sense with the weapons, with the.
Oh yeah, because of the dog.
Yeah.
Lasso.
Lasso.
The
Yes.
dachshund.
Oh, he's gonna look hideous. I can't wait.
He better have snot coming out of his nose the whole time.
Yes, sir. He needs to be a Daishood like he is in the manga. Oh, he's gonna be a big boy too.
I also hope that there's just like this slight joke that they have, because it's never elaborated on in the actual manga or any other medium that I've seen, where someone's like, Miss Golden Week is using her power, and someone's just like, "Oh, she's got a devil fruit," and then it's like, "No, you would think so, right? But no, she doesn't have one."
I have
Yeah.
not to plug myself, but I'm plugging myself. I've made a theory about that for like 2 years running. I think it could be devil fruit related, but it's not a devil fruit per se. To plug myself.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think
But
Power Vision called it dragon seeds. Like they initiate the devil fruit power by just realizing it, and when they die, they create the devil fruit. Something like that. Could be possible. Let's see. But sadly, I thought that the whole devil fruit mystery would be resolved with Vegapunk, but it wasn't the case at all. So, yeah.
Getting a little too spoilery, man. That's some really recent.
The only thing that I said is we still don't nothing. We still know nothing. So, yeah.
No,
That's fair.
we know
That's
something.
fair.
We know something we didn't know.
We know there were things that happened in a certain place that did things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
know the scientific theory behind
Where are
Dwarf.
we at on this list?
Yeah.
I lost track.
But when we're talking about adding things, maybe we just talk about the changes or improvements that you want to see. So mine would definitely be putting more info about later arcs in there, like they did with seeing the story about Noland already, or adding the Bing Sake in there. But it would be really neat if we hear about Whitebeard, about some world building improvements that we only see later in the series, but will explore the world better and stuff like that, or more of the Grand Line, explaining more of the Grand Line in earlier things, stuff like that. Can you think of any improvements there, Arturo, for example?
Not off the top of my head. But I think we talked about it early on in the stream. I do like some of the liberties that have been taken with the live action, so I'm just excited to see what they do with that. To, like you guys have mentioned, make improvements in general on pacing, have little Easter eggs or things that hint to future characters or arcs that make sense. Um, so yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know if they'll do this, but maybe introduce some characters within the season earlier on. Maybe there's some characters that we meet later that are the antagonists chasing the Straw Hat crew throughout the season. So that's a possibility. You know, certain characters maybe at Drum Island that weren't there. So
So
I think that'd be cool.
That's interesting. I like that.
Oh, well, maybe. Well,
So
can I go or
yeah,
just
no,
okay?
names are totally fine. You mean like Smoke and Tashigi running for them, or do you mean like Blackbeard
I
already
mean,
searching
yeah.
for them?
I was thinking some Baroque's people maybe.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Just like season 1. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now I wonder on a few things. Are they going to pull the trigger really early? Because there's 2 points in which they could. One, you could show Blackbeard because he was at drum at one point.
Right.
Two, you could show Yamato if we go into Ace flashbacks, like the back of her head.
That would be crazy.
That
Oh
would be
man,
wild.
It's
I
an
don't think
option.
so.
yeah.
But it's crazy.
Hey, I'm down with it. I would love to see a live action Yamato. That'd be dope. That would be dope. You know what I mean?
Oda knows what
That would
he's
be super
doing.
dope.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm
yeah.
a Yamato stan. I'm all about it.
Hey, me too. Me too.
Hell yeah.
I think it would be really interesting if we get a scene where Croc is just like that stupid Ivankov. Just for the giggles. Just like a 3-second scene. Yeah.
I was literally thinking that. I was thinking like that would be a really interesting tie-on, like to have like Ivankov or like have some mention of like a blackmail thing between him.
I
He was
mean,
like, or like him reading the paper and being like, "Thank God they locked up Ivankov and Impel down." Like, that would be like a really
things
cool,
like that.
like, thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could hint in the end at getting Croc into into prison, essentially, like to hint at future seasons and such. Yeah.
Right.
Another trigger pool. Oh, go on. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying that'd be really cool. And there's another character too that they could hint at with that.
Yeah.
A very important character whom we all love from live action.
Second Son.
It would be interesting for Crocodile to be relieved that Ivankov is in prison, but then you flash to Mr. 2 and he's crying that Ivankov has been put into prison.
Ah.
I love that. That's so good.
Oh yeah, we should look at the timeline. When he was brought to prison?
It's during the flashback. That's before the story starts.
It's before the story starts. Okay, so they could make it in the live action like it would be simultaneously or stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be like also, I mean, they could be reading the newspaper and like Crocodile could be like, "Thank God Big News Morgan was reporting on this," or something like that. Just like a really cool hint to that. Or it could be he's reading the paper and being like, Ivankov disappeared from Impel Down, but it doesn't say that he escaped. I wonder where he's at or something like that, or where they're at. you know, just like something like that, because we obviously know that Ivankov like disappeared and found his way somewhere inside there, but never was like reported on.
But I think to get into future seasons, I think the disappearance in Impel Down was held. The information was held within Impel Down because they didn't want to make the government be uh, cautious about this and stuff. I think they hold on with the info, right? Without saying.
It would also be, yeah, I agree. It would also be interesting if he is maybe like, if he's like, oh, one of my agents that I have on the inside of Impel Down said that Ivankov disappeared or something like that would be really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, he's running a giant criminal organization that's supposed to be spying on basically all these different things. It could be that as well.
Also,
Still trying to
I
make
don't know where
Dragon
this
credible. I'm just
hold on. Go on, sorry.
I was just saying, still trying to make Dragon credible. Is that what we're talking about?
Hey yo.
I'm just kidding. I love Dragon.
I mean, it's the year of the
Just
dragon.
kidding.
You're not wrong.
Agenda piece is real, and I'm really getting tired of it. Like, guys,
Now-
just enjoy the story.
Speaking about future events, it would be interesting that after Crocodile defeat, we see another character who favors pink, reading the paper.
Ooh, I love
Uh-huh.
that. As like a little that's like our little scene leading us into
Yeah.
the next.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Whoever they get to play that character has to have like the best laugh ever, like the most like
Yes.
most
Yeah, for
mafia-esque
real.
laugh you'll ever hear in your life.
Also,
For real.
also we could possibly get our first look at O'Hara with Robin introduced.
Ooh.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm not ready.
I've been thinking.
Also
go
we
ahead.
could get a flashback to Roger when we talk about some people that are connected to Roger that will appear in season 2.
Right.
For example, right in the beginning, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think honestly they should really do like maybe honestly it would be great if they had like a little in between season between 2 and 3 after 2's done, and we actually get to see some of the cover stories like the crocodile breakout and stuff like that with Miss Golden Week, and then them getting transported to Impel Down, and like those type of things I feel like are essential to tell at least live action people, so that way they have a good context of the story that's going into season 3.
Yo, the Ace cover story being adapted is gonna be something else.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Also, yeah.
I'm gonna play like a thin line right here. So just let me know if I'm going too far. But it would be really interesting is if in Little Garden, they just mention the word Nika.
Yeah.
Considering
Would make sense.
the importance, right, of that. I think that'd be a really cool little little call to keep in mind the further we get into the story.
Also, what I
Yeah, or
really
even
would
just a-
love in Little Garden, that Zorro would fight a flying dinosaur, and Sanji would fighting like the big long neck dinosaur.
would
How-
love
They have
that,
the
yeah.
opportunity to
Brachiosaurus, yeah.
foreshadow
Yo.
so much.
Yeah, that's
Yo.
for real. That's actually a good point.
that would
I
be
love
hope-
fire.
Really funny.
Yeah.
Maybe we could see a pterodactyl stretch his neck because you know they hunt like that many times.
Maybe turn into a helicopter. You know what I mean? Just go-
Yeah, right.
No, you could, on that other note, maybe instead of the name drop, you get a very specific dance move out of one of the giants.
Ooh.
Oh
I was
yeah,
gonna say,
yeah.
I like that even
when
more.
they sit next
That
to the
would be
fire
I
good.
feel
and
like that's
such.
a much more subtle
Yeah.
way to hint at it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Do they start playing a certain like doon doon doon
Yeah.
like a little beat? You know what I mean?
A little
On the game?
beat going.
I like
honestly,
that.
they should just do like I know that maybe they can't take the exactly what like Toei has used and stuff like that, but if they did like a little bit of like Overtaken but just like heavy on the drums, like that would be
So
crazy.
good.
Oh
That'd
yeah.
be so good.
That would
Oh,
also be a
yeah.
cool like a set piece or prop detail. Like if you see the silhouette of you know who on like
Yeah.
one of their weapons or armor. That'd be pretty crazy.
That would
That
be
would
so
be pretty
awesome.
cool. Although we also just, as a whole, we need more. We need more of the original opening, and when they hit like the big moments, like they did it in season 1 when they set sail on the Mary for the first time. We need
Yeah.
that when they pass over the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We need that.
Would be cool, yeah.
Another thing would be like they should definitely do like, even if they don't like name anything, like if they're just like playing instruments or something around the campfire with the giants, and they're like they make reference to the drums of liberation or something like that, or even just like a call to like what the dawn brings or something like that. Like that would be really interesting.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
we're on the topic of Little Garden, there we need the statue joke.
So and
Please.
for wanted
Yes.
posters, which wanted poster would make sense to appear in season 2 that we initially didn't saw in season 2? Like Blackbeard's wanted poster would make sense, right?
Yes,
Shows
the
that, well,
giant
with
for sure.
with the style that they've been going with, of like having it fly in front of the camera when it introduces people,
Mm-hmm.
you're obviously gonna see Crocs, and that's gonna be really cool. I can imagine that's gonna just get speared with a hook and dragged out of the way.
I wouldn't be surprised if they show, depending on how deep we get into it, how like if they at least show the images for some of the other warlords too. Like they could maybe just show maybe not the image itself, maybe they have it like a little blurred, but at least show their names. Like you show one, and then you're like a warlord's like blank blank blank, and have like their bonding posters in the background, but you can't really see it.
And then it has like
I think that'd
says
be really cool.
suspended. Yeah.
Right.
Super cool.
Yeah, like honestly, what would be really cool is when like Zoro and Luffy get theirs like at the end of season 2, then be like, yeah, I hear there's a lot of like up and coming people that are around the Grand Line that are making names for themselves at a rapid rate too.
Yes.
And just
Yes.
like
Ooh, that'd be so good. Yes.
have like
I love
an
that.
allusion to like the supernovas gaining power and stuff like
Right.
that. Like that would be really interesting.
Yeah.
2 things
Really?
on
I
that.
love that a lot.
Ace actually says that to Yamato during the flashbacks because he mentions Beiji and I think Kid. So that's interesting.
Right.
Another thing on the Warlord part, we do have the Warlord meeting, I believe, after Crocodile's defeat, like soon after. So I don't know if that'll be in season 2, but it'll be cool. And also on Crocodile, depending on how he's dressed, could confirm a theory.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think I know exactly what you're going for too. Okay, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean, all I know is they have to land the Dofi walk when they're going into
Oh.
Marie's Rock.
Yes,
I
they
can't wait.
do.
I can't
Yes.
wait for that, man.
But I really think that's season 3 meta, I guess, because
I feel like that's
It-
season.
it'll probably be like the
revolves
first
around
episode,
Banquet.
right? Season 3.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I really
Yeah,
think
even
they
like
end
a-
this
a
with Robin
Moria.
and such, yeah.
Yeah, like a Moria or something like that, or just be like, oh, some of the warlords have even clashed with some of the emperors, and stuff like that. Just like different things that could allude to, like obviously the Mihawk Shanks thing, Moria and Kaido, like all of these things, like these, the warlords are of a higher class to the point where they can even clash with emperors.
Yeah.
Like that would be really cool because I mean, obviously we're going against Crocodile, so that would be interesting. Even Crocodile went against Whitebeard, so it would definitely be very interesting. Even if Ace mentions it, be like, you're going against somebody who's even clashed with my captain or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Scale.
Okay, to get off to the next topics very quickly, I really tried to get the stream for like 2 hours, because then it would be neat with exactly 2 hours and stuff. So let's hop on to the next topic right here. I wanted to point out to the 25th anniversary music symphony that's will be in Germany in the next 2 months, and I know that some of it was in America as well. So if you didn't saw this already, please look for it. They're making a world tour, and maybe they're playing on a town next to you as well. So everybody who hear this, look out for the 25th anniversary music symphony for One Piece. They're playing the anime songs with an orchestra there, and I saw that. I immediately bought 2 cards for the first row. I didn't look on the price. I immediately booked it. I think it's totally worth it. Yeah, definitely will film there. So yeah, amazing.
So I can actually speak on that just because I've
Oh,
already gone.
yes, I saw that. Yes.
So yeah, so if you follow me on TikTok, this is gonna be my plug. I have a whole video dedicated to when I went, and it was phenomenal. It was probably one of the coolest things that I've ever gotten to attend. Um, it was fantastic. Like the way that they do things, where they show basically I don't know, like almost the whole series in a way. Like they'll do like a little title card and it'll have exactly what they're showing and what arc they're showing it from, and then they will put like the music track in the bottom right, and then they just play it to like a compilation of what happens and
Oh,
stuff that happens during that arc, and it is just awesome. Like it really it blew me away. I got a chance to go with my wife, and like the merch is really cool. I got a shirt. I also got like the music conducting wand that they had on sale there that has all of the Straw Hats emblems on it, and then it ends in a music note. It's like a really cool decoration piece. I love it. It's so cool looking. But it was fantastic. Everyone dressed up. There were so many cool people. I was handing out stickers of my emblem to people, talking to them about One Piece. It was just a really
nice.
cool experience. So if you have the chance to go,
Yeah.
please go. Like it is a great experience.
Yeah. I would definitely interview some people there as well because there's many fans there, I guess. Yeah, so
A
excited.
lot of cosplays.
Amazing.
Nice.
Did you got to see it, Recon?
No, unfortunately, the only thing of that caliber I've ever been to and or seen was whenever they had a convention that was near my house, and I saw the most One Piece cosplays / One Piece anything I've ever seen in my entire life was in that particular thing. But one of these days, I would love to go to something like that. I think it would be so cool, especially like the ice rink thing they showed last night or something like that. I think that would be like the coolest thing ever. But
Yeah.
I have unfortunately haven't been able to go to one of those things yet, but I do want to.
Amazing. Okay, yeah, just for everybody of you. So look up if they will be in a town near your place, because I was very surprised that they even came to Germany. That's normally what never happens. So that was crazy. So yeah, definitely will show you some things when I was there. And yeah, I quickly want to talk about the adaptations that are happening right now in contrast to the One Piece live action. We have, for example, the second season of House of Dragons, who is from a book to a TV series that was very great, but not like the book. Essentially, very much changes with ups and downs there. We have Deadpool, who was adapted from the comics, of course, and we have the fourth season of The Boys.
Yes.
Yep.
4th season, yes.
So any of good or bad ideas how live action did them dirty or good in that case?
You missed the biggest disappointment of the year. which
one?
is Borderlands.
Oh yes, another adaptation.
I
haven't seen it. I've only seen trailers, and I refuse to watch it.
Yeah.
I've heard so many bad things, and I love Borderlands, and that's so unfortunate. It's like, oh man, that sucks. But I do at the very least want to give it a shot. For House Dragon, though, going back to that for a second, it is extremely interesting. That I believe it was supposed to be 10 episodes long this season, and then due to resourcing or some sort of things in regards to the budget early on, they had to cut it down to 8 episodes, which if anybody watches House of Dragon, it makes so much sense as to why the season ends in the way that it does. It feels like there was another episode on the horizon that should have happened before the end of things. And so if it ends abruptly, that might be the reason why it feels that way. But
Sounds
we're
familiar.
looking forward to season 3 for sure. Very excited for House of Dragon when that comes back in, like, I'm going to assume 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, it felt great, but it was like in the end it felt like a trailer for the next season, the whole episode. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I'll be honest.
To kind
I'll
of
be honest.
speak on.
Go for
Go
it.
ahead.
Oh, you can go.
Oh, I've been watching House of the Dragon. I have no idea what is going on in that show at any given point in time, but I still find it entertaining. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, seeing dragons fight and such is really great. But
Yeah.
the biggest example, what I got, the biggest lesson I learned from Game of Thrones was that a story is only as good as its ending. And this story ends in bullshit. We all saw Game of Thrones. We were all disappointed with that. And they can make prequels as much as they want. It doesn't change the ending of the whole story. And it makes me just sad that the story went so bad in the end. And yeah.
That's where we're waiting. That's where we're waiting for George. Whenever it comes out,
Yeah.
Dream of Spring and Winds of Winter. Whenever we get the actual ending to the series
Yeah.
in book form. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to kind of speak on that, actually. So I haven't watched any of House of Dragons because of the fact that I was so disappointed with Game of
Yeah.
Thrones ending that I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna swear off the thing because, like, even still, okay, we're getting prequels. Okay, well, the
Right.
prequels I know exactly are going to lead into the show, which
Yeah.
the show ended
Right.
horribly. So
Yeah.
it's like I know that the ending is gonna be terrible. It'd
Yeah.
be like watching like the 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars, knowing that the ending's terrible, and then they're like, hey, here's the prequel. So it's like it doesn't matter. Like it all ends
Yeah.
in like
Yeah.
just not feeling good.
Yeah, and that's the
Um,
best example for those vice versa as well. If you make a perfect movie and then after that you make a second movie that changes the ending of the first one essentially, like they did with La Casa de Papel, how a money heist, or with Star Wars, for example, it makes the whole thing turn bad essentially, right? So
yeah.
I would
And,
like, say.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was
Oh.
gonna say in regards to giving it a shot, I would say to give it a shot even with that, because House of Dragon, though a prequel, it has, because the reason why I was so interested in the first place is George's favorite character in the entire franchise is Damon, who is in these in the House of Dragon, the Fire and Blood stuff.
yeah.
So whenever I heard that, I was like, okay, I really want to see this character and the other characters surrounded. I think they've done such a great job of bringing these characters to life that I feel like just that by itself, even with, of course, knowing in the back of your head this all leads to a certain thing, if you can suspend that for a little bit, like we're sitting back and watching wrestling or something, right? We can sit back and forget about certain things that have happened, and just take in what's in front of us. They have told a pretty solid story over these 2 seasons. So I would at the very least give season 1 a shot, because
Yeah.
they really were cooking. They really were cooking.
Yeah.
Oh, you just reminded me. Garp is in House of Dragon.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that, and I'm just sitting here like, what? What is tickling the back of my mind? I
Yeah.
forgot. I just noticed that.
Yes.
But like you guys had said about how like House of Dragon season 2 seems like a trailer for season 3, I felt that same way about this latest season of The Boys. It very much
Yeah.
is to
Yeah.
me a trailer for what is to come. Like obviously next season is the last season that they plan on doing. So next season is really like the paramount of everything. And to understand this latest season, you also have to watch Gen V, which I thought was phenomenal. I really enjoyed Gen V.
Yeah.
So like if you are a fan of what the boys have done, I would say this season is one of those seasons that you have to kind of get through more or less instead of like actually enjoy. Like there are some enjoyable parts, don't get me wrong, but there were more parts that I feel like were just added for what the boys does well is like shock value
Yeah.
and things like that. But overall, I thought it was pretty well done, but it really did feel like every time they set something up, I was like, cool, I'm waiting for that payoff. And then I never really got it because I know that it's going to be the payoff next season. So that in itself was like, it was a little tough because I was like, okay, cool, we'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. And then all of a sudden it was like, okay, we're gonna figure this out for like next season. So
Yeah.
yeah.
On a I guess uplifting note too, I did see Wolverine versus Deadpool or
Oh
Wolverine
my
Deadpool.
god. I
A
love
I
that
haven't
good
movie.
seen it.
very good movie, and it kind of
Oh.
saved the MCU and makes DC look worse.
Marvel
But
Jesus.
yeah, he
Oh,
is.
Such
like
a fun
that
movie.
that movie, I've like seen it once in theaters, like opening night, but then like I've probably seen it like 3 or 4 times on random people's TikTok lives that I'm just scrolling through. Like they were just watching the whole movie. I'm like,
Oh
all right,
jeez.
I'll watch it my favorite parts, and then like like Gambit will come on, and I'll be like, this is my favorite part right here.
Yeah.
If we're shamelessly plugging during these live streams, my dad and I reviewed it a couple weeks ago, like right after
Oh,
it came
I'll
out.
definitely check that out. Because I really enjoyed it. Like a lot of people, I feel like had a lot to say. Some people said it was too busy and stuff like that, and I was like, did you watch any of the other Deadpools? Like
Yeah.
that's their thing. Like they're
Yeah.
supposed to be busy. They're supposed to have a lot of really ridiculous scenes and random things. Like to me, I thought it was like uh pretty close to perfect Deadpool adaptation because if you've ever read the comics, they are all over the place too.
Yeah.
I wasn't the all over the place. It felt like I think this might be the better way because I said this in the video because I had a similar thought to that. Is that it felt like Ryan Reynolds wasn't sure if he was ever going to get to play Deadpool again, so he took every single joke he ever wanted to make as Deadpool and tried to cram it into a movie.
Yeah.
So some of the jokes just it got a little less funny as it went because you were already so used to how crass he was.
Yeah.
Like
Right,
the
yeah.
the shocking crass humor only works for so long until
The,
you
yeah.
have to like reset, which at least they did.
The whole movie was a Saturday Night Live sketch with Wolverine and
Yeah,
Deadpool, and
that's a great way of putting it.
but yeah, for me personally, I really loved how they made a green check mark behind Wolverine's story and got you nostalgic for all the X-Men movies beforehand, and perfect way of including them into the MCU. And I really love this. I'm looking forward to seeing why Thor was crying about Deadpool, and yeah, really amazing.
Also, big shout out to the start of superhero movies. That particular character was in this movie, and for someone who
Hell
has
yeah.
watched all of them, yes, I loved it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
No
it was really
spoilers on
good.
that one, but you are 100% correct.
Yeah.
It also, I really, so originally I had a theory when I was watching X-Men 97. I thought what was going to happen by the end of the season was that we were going to get X-Men 97's Wolverine as the Wolverine that is in Deadpool and Wolverine. And I thought that the season was actually going to end in a way that was very tragic to that Wolverine. And that's the one that we were going to get. And that was a cool way that they would tie in like the X-Men 97 storyline into the MCU in a bigger way.
Yeah.
We didn't get that, but like it was almost like if you've watched X-Men 97, um, they almost set it up that way because of all of the events that transpired and how the world looked like it was going to be ending outside of Wolverine. And it's almost like that is a branched timeline to me. So it's like we got the information from Deadpool and Wolverine of why he's such a tragic character. It was like at one moment the story split in X-Men 97 and it went to what they actually did, and then the other was actually the Deadpool and Wolverine story where everyone lost and he
Yeah.
was the like remaining survivor. So I kind of like the way that they did that because
Ooh.
it also got us a refresher of what X-Men really is, because I feel like we've gone so long without an actual X-Men movie that we needed to be remembered of what they stand for, what they
Yeah.
do, and all that other stuff. And I think that the timing of X-Men 97 made it perfect with the film coming out not very long after.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed the way they set that up.
Okay, to make this whole topic end and such, the good thing is every adaptation that comes out brings up the conversation about good adaptations as well, and with it always is One Piece. So I really love that many other adaptations fail or win in that case, because always brings up topics like One Piece, what they did good there and what they should do in other things, like the Minecraft movies coming up, or they even make a live action of the Naruto story. So let's see how these will turn out, but yeah, hopefully not like Borderlands. um so guys, it sadly it's the end of the stream, but I want to give you the time to shout out again. So let's go through each of you. What can we see on your channel? What are you planning for the future? What will see content from you in the future? Maybe start with Polypede. Yeah.
Oh wow, thanks. Well, every day you got a quick works video from me. It's about a video that's about 45 to 4 minutes in length, so you can expect that every day. And we have some cool theory videos coming up on the channel that will be a little longer. And as well on the Roll School podcast channel and the main channel, there will be a podcast episode every Friday, and it will come out the following week as a full VOD. So check that out. Thank you so much, Dennis Dwarf, for having me on. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, on to the other people.
Yeah, thank you for being here the first time. It won't be last time, I hope. And yeah,
No.
thank you. You can find all the channels from the people in here in the description, and you can surely post it in the chat as well if you want to. Thank you for being here, Nerd Taco, as well.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Seriously, I always love when we get a chance to talk about live action stuff and everything. So, everyone who's here, I'm a big fans of you guys. So it was just awesome to be able to have this conversation with you. I say this all the time on my channel, like One Piece is better as a conversation. And I just like having that conversation with other people who see things differently and see things the same as well. But over on my YouTube channel, I usually go live every time a One Piece chapter drops. I always do my live reactions. I read it. Same with My Hero until obviously it just ended, and JJK as well. And then also over on my TikTok, I usually drop small theory videos, and then I usually put them over onto YouTube as well. And I'm just a huge fan of like media in general, so I usually have some other stuff in there as well, like Deadpool and Wolverine and things like that. So if you
Amazing.
can go over there, subscribe, do all the good stuff, and also follow closely because of that One Piece TCG giveaway is coming soon. And also make sure you're liking this video.
Yeah, thank
So.
you. Like this stream, of course. Yoshia, thank you for being here, and of course, big shout out to the Eternal Dawn. The rebranding was necessary, in my opinion. Thank you for being here, and yeah.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And as always, subscribe to the new channel. We stream almost every Wednesday and Saturday, and also Monday we have gaming streams. And expect many videos to come, like big theory videos and just dumb videos where we just fool around. Everything you can expect from us.
Amazing. Thank you for being here, Arturo. You was there from the beginning and until the end. Loved it. Definitely look out for his artwork. It looks really amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. And thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Cool. And of course, the king himself. Thank you for being here. It was a pleasure. I didn't believe it when you first write, but I was so happy. And yeah, thank you for being here.
Dude, thank you for reaching out. Like, This was super dope. All love to everybody who was here, everybody that is here, and to you obviously for setting all this up. I'm looking forward to listening to that podcast. By the way, that was brought up earlier.
Thank you.
Very very excited to listen to that. But yeah, like Nerd Taku was talking about earlier, that's actually a really cool quote. One Piece is better as a conversation because it really is. This is something that all of us it's brought so many of us together for all of these years, and it will continue to do so thanks to the live action, the remake,
Yeah.
and everything that will come down the line. But yeah, over on my channel, talk about the best-selling manga in history, that One Piece greatness, each and every single week. When a chapter drops, try to get us to the episodes too, and things of that nature. But we also cover video game stuff on the channel, so if you're into the Legend of Heroes Trail series or Final Fantasy or any of that stuff over there, we love that too. And then over on my Twitter, that's my getting hyped over video game stuff. So it's always a good time. I'm just trying to have fun, and I feel like YouTube it's evolved so much throughout the course of my time on here, but recently it feels like the collaboration era is making a return, and it's so cool to see stuff like this continue to pop up. So keep doing what you're doing, because
you.
this is really what this community is all about. I
Yeah.
appreciate you, man.
Definitely. Thank you. And yeah, Noah, thank you for being here. Hopefully someday with your father even. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah, he Dad does want to come on here eventually when he's
Okay.
a little more ahead on the One Piece story.
Yeah.
And when he has a better recollection of the live action. So with that though, I started this with energy. Let me see if I can summon any for the end.
You got him.
Thanks for tuning into the OPLA Banquet, everybody. I was so happy to be here. This is Noah from Pork Chops, Rice, and Peaches. We talk about movies, TV, and video games, and my dad's One Piece journey on my channel. And Desnes, thank you as always for having me. It's always a pleasure. And I was a little tired today, but I wouldn't have missed it for the world, man. This is so much fun to be here. I love talking with everyone. Everyone is so talented, and I love all your guys' videos. And it's great. I'm dying. I'm running out of energy. I'm done.
We can use that clip where you summon up energy, because G Fuel just recently got a One Piece collaboration. So I feel like you could just use that clip, like G Fuel. This is what'll get you up for 30 seconds. You know what I mean? To summon up the energy, bro.
Oh man. And from now on, I will end the streams always like that, I guess, because it went bad the last time. In the last Banquet, I announced that the next interview will be with the actor for Mihawk. And since that, I'm in the talks with 3 more actors, so I will actually film 4 interviews at once in 1 month. And awesome. But I will announce one of them that will coming up in the next or in the month after that. But I will definitely interview Alexander Maniatis. It's the actor for Captain Kuro. So if you have any Mihawk questions or Captain Kuro questions, write them to me. I will ask them, of course, for you. And thank you so much for being here, guys. Yeah. It's always a pleasure to do this. It's so fun. And yeah, follow all the creators in the description, of course. And yeah, thank you guys. But for the people in the call, please stay there. But for the live stream, thank you guys. Bye. And we see us on the next Banquet. Bye. You can say bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Sorry, everyone was